shit. This fucking timeline is lit. All over, it's over. World's biggest Alex Joner. Holy fucking cow. This fucking timeline is all over, it's over. World's biggest Alex Joner.
All of my sexual fantasies involve handcuffs.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another Tuesday edition of the Ciderhaus. Ciderhaus Rules, a 1985 novel by American writer John Irving. The title refers to a list of rules the workers are supposed to follow, however, none of them can read and thus remain unaware of the rules which have been posted for years. I am Mihai Shogor, that is very fine cider that you are not drinking tonight, but along with me, and also not drinking a cider, is the one, the only, the world champion, Mr. John Ward.
I was trying to find my What's up? I'm getting the energy up tonight. I heard Jack laugh, so you might as well intro him. What's going on, chat? We'll catch you in a minute.
Mr. Jack Kentner, how are we doing?
What is up, everybody? Hope we're all doing well.
Jack, anything you want to tell the crowd in particular while we have you here?
Oh, yeah.
Big
I am
deal.
published now.
World champion author. Barnard College Borders and Bodies goes straight for queer theory by Jack Kentner.
Yep, I covered it.
Nice. There it is. Pennsylvania correspondent. What platform is this?
Campus Reform.
Campus Reform.
Yep.
If somebody wanted to read this article, would they go to the Campus Reform website?
.org.
Yes.
.org.
Yep, but if
reason,
you want to find this article specifically, I would just say Barnard College Campus Reform.
Right on, man. Congratulations. Is this your first published article?
Yep, I saw I had my own muck rack put up, so that's pretty nice to see.
Nice. You're a journalist.
What does that mean?
I guess so.
What the hell is that?
That's like a journalist database, isn't it?
Yep.
Nice.
Well, congratulations.
So it's like IMDb for journalists?
Go out tonight,
Pretty much, yeah.
find yourself an extra fat prostitute, take her out in celebration. What do you say?
I mean, I would if I wasn't fat phobic.
That's true. That's true. I appreciate it. This fit phobia has been killing me inside. So, well, that's really cool, man. Joking aside, congratulations. The chat says the same. Maybe we should pull up the chat and say hello. Read some of those compliments. Starting at the top, Kel, that's Jack, Kinoflex. What's up, world champion? I see some members. Krusty Whitebread, William Main's back. We got your art on the wall still. Welcome back. With all due respect, just Jay, the letter J, welcome. Marco Rocks. Juan Ramirez, welcome back. Gulf Close Florida man of the Gulf of America. Always love reading your name. Sir Don't Trip, good to see you. And Ballistic Ben. David Olderking, welcome back, says nice to Jack. Marie LaRue, also good to have you back. Well done, Jack.
Yeah.
Zeb Boykin.
Thank you.
YOLO. Angry Ginger gives you a salute. What's going on, chat? What is going on? What are we launching into today with the topics?
Well, pull up the program. Should I set the goal to, I guess, huh?
Oh, yes. I will do the duty of chugging a fucking beer out of the helmet, unless we have a potential special guest rolling in tonight around 6:30 or something, maybe. So maybe I can get him to do it. But if not, I will. 20 super chats, any amount. It can be $1. Make sure you got that auto tab clicked too, by the way, so they pop up. But we will do the old Russian helmet of shame. And we really need to start getting some more in-person guests so I can stop doing this. But Super Bowl commercials is the main topic of the evening. We just touched upon Jack being published. Awesome. Campus Reform. Maybe a little bit of Josh Shapiro. Maybe a little bit of the epic. Brief but epic, like an exploding star, like a supernova Kanye West. It's a supernova married to a naked, speaking of prostitutes.
Yes. There we go. Goal is live. So, like he said, 20 super chats, and you have to drink from the helmet.
The helmet, that would probably be PTZ 1 or 2. If you don't know what we're talking about, I have this old, authentic Russian military helmet. There it is. Bummer. And we'll throw one of these in there.
Ooh.
And give it a chug.
Some hearts. That means from Twitter.
We got some Twitter viewers.
Oh, wow.
Your Twitters, chat should work. Also, reminder, since Mihai didn't do it, that Ciderhaus has its own show, Ciderhaus Show on YouTube, also on X. We're getting closer, inching closer to the 500 subscribers we need to give you lots of fun custom shit that you can do in the chat. So please, if you haven't already, head over there. This intro is dragging out too long for me. Let's up the energy. Let's get to a topic.
Yeah, we're almost at 200, so that should mean something, right?
Yeah, we're getting close.
Well, I don't know if you guys know this, but the Philadelphia Eagles won the Super Bowl.
Yep.
I know now from that picture. That is exactly what Pittsburgh was like when I was there in college.
Yeah.
It was incredible.
Yeah, everyone always talks about Philly. I don't know if it's just a Philly.
Yeah, that's actually a lot more violent. Pittsburgh was really chill. I chugged a beer with one of those riot cops. Oh, yeah, they're angry down there. The city of brotherly abuse should be called Maladelphia.
Philadelphia.
It is a filthy place. No offense if you're from there. No looting. Good point. Just destroying.
I don't know. I did see some videos of people stealing shit.
Oh, I'm sure it happened. Is that Travis Kelce?
It's Cooper DeJean.
That Cooper DeJean.
Yeah, crimes being committed in Philly. What else is new?
Yeah, how about it?
My freshman and senior year of college, the Steelers won the Super Bowl, and it was just like that, but I just want to point out some key differences. I'm realizing, like, we all walked down to Oakland, which is a case of beer, and we were drinking, and the riot cops were chilling. The only people that the cops attacked, there was a couple people that flipped cars and tried to set them on fire. And it was like it was like watching the Battle of Waterloo. These fucking overweight Pittsburgh cops in like literally knight armor, but made of black Kevlar, charged up on fucking horses.
Those are the Grenadiers.
Literally just like blasted people off with rubber bullets off these cars and shit. Yeah, the Grenadiers. Holy shit. But other than that, Pittsburgh was remarkably chill. They're just like, please try not to destroy shit. And for the most part, it didn't. But Philly ain't like that.
No, for whatever reason, they have to break stuff, and the lamppost is always like a big thing. They always have to climb the lamp.
Yeah, I saw. Oh, they greased some of the lampposts. Did you see that?
They tried that.
They had the forethought to grease them up so people couldn't climb them. But
it used to be just climbing, though. Now this time I've seen people trying to break them down and tear. Like they must be angry they greased them, so they just started breaking them down.
not to be serious and something that's funny, but it is changed a lot. Like there was a time where you saw your city as your own habitat, and so you wouldn't trash it. It's kind of indicative that a lot of those people like are cosmopolitan. Maybe they're just passing through another big city. It's all the same to them, and they have no ownership over it. No sense of pride, and so fucking why wouldn't you burn it all down if that was the case?
Yeah, it's a bunch of Delco kids going in the city for the Super Bowl night.
Philly's a big place, though. It's a big-ass city, so like 10 times the size of Pittsburgh. So I kind of get it.
Yeah.
But Super Bowl, did you guys watch?
I did. The
I
angry
caught some of
Ginger.
it.
I wonder how bad it would have been if they lost. That's what that.
Ginger, I saw a great
Slightly
comment
worse.
that was like, it said Philly might win and Philly might lose, but either way, fucking Philadelphia is burning down.
So true.
Who did you guys want to win?
What's up?
So I'll come clean.
Mm-hmm.
I lost like $500 betting on it. I never bet on sports, but, and I'm really mad at myself because I was going to go 500 on Philly. So there's this whole everything's rigged for the Chiefs, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I slightly differed from the common opinion of that they were going to win the Super Bowl. I think it was rigged for them to get to the Super Bowl because they wanted Taylor Swift there because that's plus $10 trillion if she's dating one of the teams. But who won it was irrelevant. I was like, there's no need for them to win. She just needs to be there. And then I was talked out of it. I let somebody convince me, no, it's going to be rigged for Kansas City. And so I put $250 on the Chiefs, and then proceeded to lose another $250 on 25 increasingly desperate, extreme, odd $10 bets to try to get my $250 back. Starting with like the very first touchdown, I was just like, fucking Saquon's going to score this.
Did you bet on like the coin toss or anything like that?
No, I didn't do that.
Mm-hmm.
I tried to be discerning.
You didn't bet on the the Manning brothers and who was going to make the field goal?
I don't even know what you're talking about.
So it used to be they did it with Gronk for 2 years in a row. It was like if he made the field goal or not, you could put a bet on it. It was a FanDuel thing.
What field goal?
Just they had him kick a field goal, and then you could bet whether or not Gronk would make that field goal or not make it.
Oh, you like if he would kick it?
Yeah.
So you like bet $1 and win $1 million, basically?
I don't know. I don't think it was quite those odds, but something along those lines. But this year they had the Manning brothers compete against each other in a field goal competition.
Now, the way the betting worked, if you don't know, so you can bet the spread. So Kansas City was like 1.5 point favorites, or you could just bet straight up on who won or lost with no spread. But then there's all these fucking anytime bets, they call them, during the game, where they have huge odds, like you're not going to win the bet, and so the payoff is huge. So I make a $10 bet with a $250 payout, lost that. So now I got to make a $10 bet with the $260 payout. By the end of it, yeah, lost another $250. I was mad. Didn't win a single fucking one.
Yeah, well, if it makes you feel any better, John.
That like Travis Kelce would catch a touchdown. Yeah, like I lost that fucking bet. It was stupid.
Did he even catch a pass?
Yeah, I only even caught a fucking pass. So I've learned a lot. I don't bet on stuff a whole lot, but I'm pretty bad at it. So, once every 5 years, I got to teach myself this lesson again. Go ahead.
Yeah,
John.
well, if it makes you feel any better, John, there are people who lost way more than you.
Oh, yeah. It does make me feel better, Jack. Thank you.
Yeah, so the Kansas City Chiefs fans were devastated. And it's something to behold.
One of the great.
Hold on, I got Neil deGrasse Tyson trying.
That was nice stalling, though, Jack. We all thought I would be ready by then. There he is. Will somebody punch me after this show and say, get a goddamn ad blocker in the studio? I keep forgetting. What are we?
Should we play the music? Or?
What are we watching right now?
Yeah, I think it's fine.
It's probably not, but whatever.
If they have it up, I don't know.
This is actually kind of funny.
It's super dramatic.
It's like the little shitty film you play at someone's funeral.
Chiefs are 0 for 3 on third down.
I did see that, the voodoo doll.
What is that?
They shift the pocket right.
That's wild.
Mahomes will throw it on the run. It's intercepted. Intercepted by the Eagles at the 30. Near side 25. It's DeJean. 10. Inside the 5. Touchdown, Philadelphia on a pick 6.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
First career interception.
Mahomes was scrambling to his right. They actually...
Oh, Eagles fans are tough too, man. That must have...
Hurts will fake to Barkley. Wants to throw. He's throwing deep. Going down the center of the field. The pass is going to be caught for a touchdown. Philadelphia burning Jalen Watson, Devontae Smith. A 46-yard TD. The Eagles go for the jugular, and they found it.
Oh, man.
There's always one.
Then he gently sets it down.
Yeah.
That guy lost his ability. He got paralyzed from the waist down by this one.
Taylor's not going to be happy.
Just relentless assholes.
Nothing to celebrate right now.
45-year-old woman with pigtails.
It's 40 to 20 now.
A little bit better.
It feels better now. It's 34-0.
That was sick.
Walk of shame.
That guy gained the ability to fly. Comes full circle.
Fly, Eagles, fly.
Yeah, there's some good comments in there too, the chat. So yeah, again, we went through this. How old do you guys remember the old kneel ball shit? Like, that was like almost 10 years ago now, was it?
Kneel ball.
When the NFL went through the whole Black Lives Matter period where they like they would all kneel during the national anthem
Yeah.
and shit like that. And so I had pretty much accepted I was never watching football again, but the Super Bowl remains one of those mega cultural events that you kind of fucking like have to watch for the sake of the water cooler conversations and things like that. Yeah. But yeah, pretty amusing to see the emotional investment in it. And the fakeness of it, I think, is maybe more why we're bringing it up. But so everything about, number one, the NFL is not a sports entity. It's an entertainment entity. And so legally, I believe they literally could rig games if they wanted to. Most of the money is coming from betting, not actual sports fans. And then, of course, the blatantly obvious assistance from the refs the Chiefs got in order to make the Super Bowl. And the blatantly obvious inclusion of Taylor Swift supposedly dating Travis Kelce, who is, in my opinion, very blatantly obviously a closeted homosexual. And that was confirmed for me by a clip from Penn State where an enterprising young man gave some good-natured shenanigan comments to his brother, whatever his fucking name is.
Yeah.
And then he smashed his phone in a rage. Because that's what you do when your brother's straight and someone says a meaningless word. No, so yeah, so that's my take on it. The big B, and he's not the only one. I think there's a lot of these closeted homo. Nothing wrong with being gay or anything like that. Not saying that. Okay, Jack kills lots of gay people. I have a friend that kills gay people, so don't judge me. But it's a good joke. Come on. Yeah, I don't know. Nobody's saying anything except the chat. Marie LaRue, Super Bowl's rigged by the smoking man. Yeah, I don't know. What's your opinions, having watched sports for, what, majority of your lives, probably, Penn State fans and shit, yeah. Do you think it's all fucking rigged? Do you think Travis Kelce is gay?
I don't see how it could be rigged.
Really?
Yeah.
Like, how could you scam an entire stadium full of people and they couldn't catch anything?
How could you get every single ref to be on the same board, like all on board?
There's like 4 refs. It's not hard.
There's not. They don't even have.
There's literally been proven cases of refs cheating in multiple different pro sports.
Yeah, but not on behalf of the league.
Well, allegedly.
No,
yeah,
how would, because one, they don't have permanent refs. The NFL is the only league of those leagues you're talking about that doesn't have.
So their refs are underpaid and desperately need money, is what I hear.
Yeah,
sounds
so
like
that
the perfect candidate.
Possibility would be from the bookies and gambling money going in, not from the NFL itself.
It's not rigged, and well, other than like the conference championship for the Chiefs and shit. That was, I think, pretty fucking obvious. But
there's some questions.
It's just little things like, well, you're sticking with the Chiefs, so the rest. What did the rest do to help rig it for the Chiefs? One of the main things was adjusting the spot of the ball. So every time you get tackled, it's a little ambiguous where you advance the ball to. It's kind of irrelevant if it's a matter of an inch or two, unless that's a matter of a first down or not. So you can very subtly rig things by spotting the ball short or spotting the ball a little long, depending on which team you're rigging it for. There's also massive pass interference calls and all that stuff. But think less about the stuff that does get called and more about how easy it is to not call shit.
You ever seen this one?
I don't know.
It's Tony Romo trying to get a little leg up on the...
Or is this the kicking the ball? Yeah, so there you go. That's the ref spots the ball, and he's like, give it another inch. That's a first down. It's impossible to review it, and also the NFL is more than capable at this point. It has more than enough money to have cameras, fucking sensors in the ball, anything you want to be able to tell exactly where that ball is, and they don't. And they don't.
And the line that is actually like shown on TV isn't like totally accurate to where the actual first down is according to the chain link.
No, they could just like strike zones in baseball. We don't need umpires to call balls and strikes anymore. You throw a camera, you adjust for the angle of it. You know exactly where that fucking ball is crossing the plate down to the fucking nanometer. And
it's a good point. Actually, I never thought about baseball because they even have it during like the game, but watching on TV, you'll see a strike zone.
Right. So it's less about making obviously bad calls and more about not making calls whenever possible or doing little adjustments or things like that. On top of which, if I had $1 bazillion and wanted to rig a game, I would bribe like Patrick Mahomes or somebody who touches the ball on every snap, which is usually how sports rigging goes with, basketball. Point guard is usually the guy that first gets bribed, shit like that. So I don't know. I wasn't there. I wasn't in the NFL office in a conversation where they're like, we're rigging this shit. Fair point, Mihai. But to say that you can't see how it could possibly be rigged at all, I can't get on that.
Not from a league standpoint.
I can't get on that ship with you and pass another ship in the night.
It's the same reason I don't think that 9/11 is an inside job. Just I think you would have heard about it by now.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Too
what
much
the
cover up
NFL
involved to actually be possible.
Yeah, I have no idea what the inner workings of the NFL are or how they operate. So I'm clueless as to how that happens. But I do know that a lot of people were very invested in Kelsey and Swift's relationship last year.
Here's another good point from Kahine Kabiche. 3-peat denied. This is how I got convinced to bet on the fucking Chiefs. Mahomes was up to win his third in a row, which Tom Brady never did. And I was like, oh, well, they'll definitely use that as a chance to take down a white dude from a record. And then I was wrong. I was wrong because they're not racist at the top. They're all Peter Thiel beat booping machines. They don't care who wins either. They just want whatever will get them the most money. And I bet there was a lot of people like me who bet money on the Chiefs.
There's definitely not a lot of people who thought it was going to be a blowout.
Yeah.
It's, I don't know. I still can't really comprehend how bad Mahomes looked. And I know his offensive line was really bad, but.
Uh-oh, Mihai. Polar Bear Man, the guy that just said 9/11 isn't an inside job. Kick him off the show. We can argue that.
There's a difference between withholding information and creating an inside job.
Is there?
Well, the terrorists were inside the plants it happened, so technically it was an inside job.
And they brought it into a building.
I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't mind living in a world where we can all enjoy professional athletes
Apple pie
competing
and baseball
at the highest level. But I mean, I don't know. How about this? Let's pivot slightly. How well do you guys remember Mark McGuire and Sammy Sosa competing for the single season home run record to break? And then you do?
I don't, but I know what you're talking about. I wasn't alive.
It was such a huge deal. Baseball has never been watched more than that. And frankly, it was awesome, especially when they were getting closer to the record. That record had stood for a long time. And so, long story short, as we all know, it turns out they were juicing. I'm still kind of glad it happened.
And Barry Bonds, right?
Well, yeah.
There was a whole era of guys that are now banned from the record books.
Barry Bonds grew 100% gains sideways in one offseason. His head.
It all went to his head. Literally, his head got mashed. Let me see if I can even find a before and after.
God damn, could he smack a fucking baseball, though? It was ridiculous how fucking hard he hit.
Yeah. Well, John, since you have seen you're more experienced with sports as a cultural phenomenon, do you think you can offer some insight on how it's changed over the years?
Yeah, I mean, so I'm hoping we get our guest on here to talk about this very thing because it's happening to college sports right now. Especially with football, with all the NLI. So there's players now making easily over $1 million, and in some case, like with Michigan, where you get a dude like Dave Portnoy. There's
Larry Ellison was actually the real guy that put the money up.
Was it? Okay, so it's something I think like between $5 to $10 million. And all the players themselves are saying, I mean, yeah, it's great to get money, but it's going to fucking destroy the game, and it will. So now you have every year all your players transfer to another school to get more money.
Yeah, I mean, that's why Saban said he was retiring.
But to kind of address your question, this is my one person in one point in time watching sports evolve. So as a young kid, if your dad was a sports guy, you were pretty into sports. I think it was a good thing. But my heroes growing up, Michael Jordan was enormous. You couldn't avoid him. He was pretty fucking awesome too. Maybe turned out to not be the greatest guy in his personal life or anything like that. But he was truly unbelievable to watch. And then football, man, it was very quarterback-centric. So, tail end of people like Dan Marino, was pretty cool. He was in the Ace Ventura movie. Remember that shit? Joe Montana, and then Steve Young was more my era. 49ers and Cowboys. Shit like that. But you were very much, steroids was not even a thing we knew about.
The Russians did. We didn't.
Yeah, right. But you really did idolize these people as a kid. And I think they, like Michael Jordan, put a lot more effort into appearing as a wholesome role model than they do now. We don't really have wholesome role models anymore. But I think that whether or not they're a wholesome person, even back then, it was more about watching people pursue once-in-a-lifetime record type stuff. It turns out one of the... You got something?
Yeah, keep going.
Well, sports hit a point in the 90s where there's now 100 years or so of recorded statistics and evolution of the game. Basketball, football, baseball, all of that. Technology comes a little bit more. But then again, like we were just saying, the technology was more about getting more accurate calls, removing human error as much as possible because the interest was in the purity of the game. And then the McGuire and Sosa thing started happening. There's this great movie. Let me back up in here and this will be my only point and I'll stop rambling. Have you guys ever seen a movie called Basketball?
Ooh, I've heard of that.
BASE, like baseball, and then skitball.
No, I haven't heard of it.
Basketball combined with basketball. It is a fantastic social satire. It is done and stars. It's a live action movie. It stars the two guys that made South Park.
Oh, yeah, that's how
Trey Parker and Matt Stone. And the premise of the movie, there you go, is that they're just regular dudes and sports have all become boring and repetitive and all about the money. What year was 1998 this came out? So there's a good insight into how it captures well sort of the boredom or ennui, if you will. People were starting to check out of sports. Baseball resolved that by Mark McGuire and Sammy Sosa. Other sports did different things. This premise of the movie is that major sports start combining with each other to try to keep viewers. These two guys who can't run and are out of shape and are alcoholic idiots end up basically turning the driveway basketball game horse into a combined game where it's baseball rules with singles and doubles and triples and shit. And then that sport becomes super popular and they become millionaires and then they themselves become corrupted and start getting egos and then, learn their moral lesson just like a South Park episode. But it's fucking hilarious. It's probably more true. It was ahead of its time, sort of like Idiocracy. And it was sort of a niche movie that nobody took very seriously, but are starting to maybe look back at as there's a
cult classic.
Yeah, there you go, cult classic.
Yeah.
So that is how it was. 90s was awesome, but then Michael Jordan did that weird shit with baseball. His father was killed by the CIA. I mean, a murderer, random murderer.
I thought it was his bookie.
His bookie. You'd seen the pinnacle of natural achievement or whatever, or hardworking. I mean, Kobe Bryant was very Michael Jordanish in that way. He worked super hard, all that shit. He was probably the last NBA player of that sort of species.
And there's a great documentary called The Redeem Team, not the Dream Team, but the Redeem Team that in 2008 brought the gold back to the...
Well, yeah. So losing the gold was a hilarious moment. We are so dominant, the United States, in international basketball. But then the NBA refs started not calling traveling and not calling anything else, and then it just became street ball, and we went to the Olympics and we fucking lost.
Yeah, and
when they used real referees who were like, "That's a fucking carry, that's a travel." Who'd we fucking lose to? It was
I think it was Greece or something like that.
Oh well, yeah, but who won the champ? It was Argentina.
Argentina, yeah,
with Manu Ginobili, who was actually awesome. So we have LeBron James and Allen Iverson, and they fucking lose. And that was sort of just you threw your hands up because you saw it coming, in my opinion. It's he's fucking... I certainly had more talent. You know what I mean? We had the talent, but the mentality of the game became, in my opinion, retarded.
Yeah, and John, if I could say something, I think... Well, I'm not as involved. I'm going to be honest. I'm not as involved into sports as you, or probably Mihai, but I would say there's been the reason people's investment in sports has declined in recent years or so has to do with the loss of the community aspect. Because think about it. When you have like a family member, like a daughter, a brother, or even a friend or acquaintance playing a game, you're not merely invested in the game because for the outcome. You're invested because they're performing in it. You want to they've been training for it for God knows how long, and you want to see the culmination of their training. However, when you apply this to like a state or like a local community, it kind of gets muddled if no one within that community is there is no one local, is no one is just there professionally. They're just there to make money and not to really show that their state or their local team is simply the best because they are from that location.
Yeah,
it's kind of like a microcosm of what's going on of the underlying issues of America.
It is. Good point. Yeah.
Fascinating.
I didn't mean to cut you off if you were still going.
No, you're good.
Yeah, I mean, even like Penn State football and Joe Paterno, who built it up, they're even well into the 90s and maybe even 2000s. The majority of Penn State's players were from Pennsylvania or maybe Maryland, New Jersey, New York. But, geographically representative of the university. Just like I was saying a minute ago, you still watch the Super Bowl for the water cooler conversations. The sports are unifying in that way. It was a positive part of the culture. The emphasis was, if you lose, you're not a piece of shit. But we want to win. Like, we want winners. There's nothing wrong with wanting to win. Mm-hmm. But you're right. It's not, yes, on like a high school level, your own kids, your brother and sister. Yes, I think people will always watch stuff like that. But
speaking of winners, you want to see the definition of a winner?
Yes, I do.
Sure.
Jack, you say you don't know much about sports. Let me just tell you everything you need to know about sports in the 2-minute video here. This is from the Redeem Team documentary I was talking about earlier.
Okay.
We're both undefeated, and this is the game everybody was waiting to see.
¿Y de tu relación con Paul, Paul's relationship?
We're like brothers. I mean, we're very, very close, and I'm very happy for him that he's playing well. We're very, very tight, so it's a little tough to compete against him.
Right before the game, Kobe came to see me and when they came to visit the village. I remember that very clearly and vividly. My big brother came to see me with my teammates, which everyone was like, whoa, Kobe's in our apartment, how cool. And I believe, that might have been part of his strategy to kind of soften me up.
Now it's time for the United States to battle what many feel is their toughest foe in these Olympic Games. Spain. Both teams come in 3-0. They're the two best teams. They're the two gold medal hopefuls.
Kobe said he gonna set the tone to start the game. And he said, I'm running through Paul's fucking chest.
First play of the game, I'm running through Paul Gasol. We was like, what?
Man, you tripping. Man, that's your teammate. You tripping. You ain't about to do that.
He said, first play of the game, I know what they're gonna run, and he knew Powell's gonna be the last screen. And he said, I'm running through that motherfucker.
I swear, the first play of the game. We was like, holy shit.
He just went right to the middle of my chest, tried to get right through me to send a message. To not just to me, but to his teammates. Say, hey, this might be my brother. I play with him, we're close, but I don't care about anything else but winning.
There will never be anybody closer to Michael Jordan than Kobe Bryant.
Kobe Bryant was awesome. I don't know if you guys know, he's from Pennsylvania, #1, Lower Merion.
Yeah.
Kobe Bryant could have been one of the greatest soccer players in human history.
Yeah.
He was unbelievably good at soccer. Mm-hmm. Chose basketball, but
he actually credits growing up playing soccer and being in Italy is the reason he was so good, because the American youth basketball system was so soft and that he actually grew up with tougher competition.
So that was the Michael Jordan mind. Michael Jordan was exactly like that. Mm-hmm. Michael Jordan would do that in practice. Somebody would talk shit on him and he'd literally just beat the fuck out of him.
He did. He literally did that to Steve Kerr.
He did it to high school kids too.
Yeah, no, he punched Steve Kerr in the face one practice.
It was like summer camp. Some high school kid would talk shit, and he'd just he'd literally make them quit basketball.
Yeah.
By comparison, LeBron James famously got fucking posterized. Some high school kid dunked on him, and the video got scrubbed from the internet.
Well, I was about to say, there's also a famous one-on-one
The Jordan one?
Yeah, where Ron beat Jordan while he's in high school.
You know where I got insight to Michael Jordan was fucking Dennis Rodman. Do you ever read Dennis Rodman's crazy-ass books like Walk on the Wild Side?
No.
Dennis Rodman has done so much crazy shit, and the majority of the books is sexual degeneracy and craziness.
Yeah.
But Dennis Rodman made a commitment to be, he's like, everybody in the NBA is a scorer. That's fucking gay. I'm going to become the greatest defender and rebounder. Just why not? Mm-hmm. And he did. He was unbelievable. He's only like 6'5" or 6'6".
No, he has like a whole science to like rebound.
Oh, he
knows where it's gonna go.
And he just had the stats to fucking prove it. So anyway, he's like, I went on this, when I joined the Bulls, went to the weight room. I would go there at like 5 in the fucking morning. I was always the first person on. I think he played for the Pistons or the Spurs maybe before he went to the Bulls. Long story short,
yeah.
No matter how early he went, Michael Jordan would already be there working out. And no matter how late he stayed, Michael Jordan would stay later. Mm-hmm. Like Michael Jordan just would like not like Michael Jordan stayed till 2 a.m. every night, but if Rodman tried to stay, Jordan would keep working out until Rodman left, no matter how fucking late it was. And he would do and Kobe did this too. They would do full game warm out. They'd do like a 2-hour workout before a fucking game.
Mm-hmm. There's from that same documentary I just showed you. There's a famous story too where the entire team was going down the elevator at like 5 in the morning and like. They're going back out to party after getting back. And they're like, no, let's go back out. The bars don't close here or whatever. And as they're going down out the elevator to go back to party, Kobe was walking up the elevator, coming home from working out. He had already woken up.
Yeah, those guys, Jordan and well, maybe in some ways, but while they were working, professionals, while they were playing, an hours per week commitment that CEOs can't even begin to fucking wrap their brains around. I mean, these guys wanted to win. So it's actually not even wanted to win. I think they all describe it the same way. I hate losing so bad that I have to work that hard.
Have you ever heard, back to the steroid talk earlier, have you ever heard of Russian gas?
No. I mean, I'm assuming
that's disappointing. It was a genuine question. I thought that you might be able to solve the world's underlying questions.
Well, does that have like a double meaning is what I was
No. So it is so NHL players, there's a Russian league too, and it's obviously Russia. Hockey's pretty big in Russia. And there's been lockouts or whatever in NHL, and NHL players go over there when they're on their tail end of their career, they'll go over to Russia and play a couple more years there. But they all tell stories of this thing called Russian gas, where they'll hook you up to a gas mask. I have a story. I can. You want it? Just
yeah, I do.
Let me watch.
Yeah.
Or let this guy explain it.
Yeah, I do.
It's even a cartoon, actually. It's kind of like Tales from the Tour Bus here.
Yeah, that's another thing. I'm a Russian gas junkie.
Oh, how good was that shit?
I've done this thing
how
20. I've done it 25 times.
I'm trying to get it on Amazon Prime sent to my house now. Russian gas, get me going every day.
Yeah. Oh, dude.
How good was that shit?
If there was
the needle before the game.
If there was a Russian gas rehab. I would be fucking leading meetings and that thing.
No, they're before the second period, they're like, Russian gas. They're like, Stapleton, no more. One-time game. One-time game.
I used to try to, but I was, that shit's really expensive. It's like $300.
Really?
Usage, yeah. And these guys moseying them. So I was on teams that we had a Russian gas guy that traveled with us.
He was all gas.
Oh, all gas. And one time I walked in on him because we had an optional practice, and the trainer's like, "Hey, team, gas?" And I was like, "Absolutely." It's 11 in the morning.
Gas me up.
My brain is still recovering.
Little
from
mimosa.
Russian gas.
Little OJ in there.
But gas. Instead of having a sip on a mimosa, you have a guy fucking suffocating you. How weird was it? Because you're on your back, and this Russian guy's just fuck. It's like.
Oh no! So I never got the mask. I got the needle.
What kind of gas were you doing?
We didn't
even do the gas.
I didn't do my gas needle. Was the needle though. It's still the Russian gas, bro. You're fueling your body with Russian gas via a needle. But I didn't get the actual gas mask.
You were doing the gas mask.
3 minutes of and you're just breathing. And I was listening to techno music.
Crystal meth's unreal.
And you get up and you're speaking fluent Russian fucking 10 seconds, and then you come to and you drive home. But dude,
spasiba.
Yeah. I'm just
hey, what team was it with the dude fucking the team trainer put gas?
I was just gonna say that's what I was saying. I wasn't on the team. The guy died, I think.
Yeah.
No, we're not making fun of death.
But I walked in.
He
on
fell
our
asleep.
I walked in on our gas guy laying sideways because I think he thought we had practice, and he was gassing himself. Swear to God. And I was like, I swear to God. And he's like sideways. He's like gassing himself. So I kind of knocked him. He's like, oh, you fucking niet, Tim, niet. Gas session. I would be doing that all day, buddy.
I would be doing that
Finish the
all
session.
day.
Blow it in my mouth.
Yeah,
Blow it in my mouth.
yeah, but it was
secondhand gas.
Yeah, give it to me.
I don't even know what it really did. I just know it was like an unbelievable 3
So
minutes.
wait. So, okay, so you would do it pre-game.
No, it was always like either like a long travel. He said it was for like if you're traveling a lot,
And
or
would
after
you,
game.
And you would notice a difference, like what you just felt like you were at your best.
He's like, yeah, you ever smoked a monster bowl?
Yeah,
yeah, it's like
I
that.
Like getting high. This had nothing to do with my performance. This had to do with the 3 minutes of like forgetting that I was in Russia.
Have you ever hit a jewel 53
but
times
then
in a row?
becoming a Russian.
Becoming a Russian, yeah.
Dude, this is
no,
fucking.
It was.
It's like making a murderer, making a Russian.
It's actually a great video.
Yeah, no, it's hilarious. It's actually a really funny podcast because I don't watch hockey, but it's just hockey guys are hilarious people.
But I gotta believe we have some hockey fans in the chat. I never got that into it, but again, being in Pittsburgh, the Penguins, right when they got Malkin and Crosby, it was pretty fucking cool there for a little while.
Yeah,
it's an intense sport. I can always appreciate a sport where like periodically they just fucking throw down their shit and start punching each other.
The Angry Ginger, I'm disappointed in the lack of super chats.
Now,
Let's
since we're
fucking
talking
go.
about Russian
Yeah.
gas, you want to come to the PTs real quick and remind people? Yeah, at 20 super chats, which we're now at 2, they can be any amount. This Russian gas helmet, I'll drink it like Russian gas. One of these, just one, not 2. That'll take too long. But 20 super chats, chug one of these. What did I fucking get today? Yingling Golden Pilsner. I was feeling random. Sorry about that. Chug it out of the helmet at 20 super chats of any amount. We're just trying to pay for Mihai's time here, people.
Do you know?
It's legal fees for Jack's murder cases, and there's a lot of them.
Have you ever heard of the Broad Street Bullies?
That does sound kind of familiar.
The Broad Street. So, you know the story Miracle on Ice, right?
Sure.
Keep in mind that's a fucking Disney movie. So Disney had to take the story from the Olympics. The real Miracle on Ice.
All right, I'm listening.
Like 4 years before that, the Russians sent their national team over here to play all of like our hot like. I think it was like they played 5 NHL teams, and they kicked the fucking asses of like the first 4 teams they played. They beat them like 6-0, 5-0, 7-0, absolute ass stompings. Then they played the Broad Street Bullies, who were named that because their whole goal, they were an expansion league team, and the reason like the way they made themselves relevant and sold tickets was they just fought everybody. At any moment, they fought.
It looks like David Olerking knows them.
So they had actually won the Stanley Cup the year before. So this was like the big matchup, was like our number 1 team against their national team. Let's do it. The Russians quit the game early because the Broad Street Bullies just kept beating the shit out of them. Like literally like, within like the first 10 seconds, like 3 players dropped their gloves and just start wailing on them.
That fucking movie. You ever seen the movie Goon?
Yeah, it's Goon is inspired by the Broad Street Bullies.
Oh, really? Okay,
yes.
there you go.
And so they ended up fucking, the commissioner of the NHL goes down the locker room and is like, hey, you guys are communists, so it's okay. You just did it for fun. You don't have to get paid to be out here. And they're like, well, oh, we're not getting paid. We'll go back out there. Because, communists actually believe in capitalism. So they went back out there and got their ass kicked for another period and then got their money and went home. But they lost. It was the only game they lost.
Is that a legitimate sports strategy? Are we going to be
in hockey? It most definitely was. They actually had to change the rules because of that. Yeah, they had to put stricter penalties in place because they would just.
They just
bullied everybody. Yeah,
they never thought anybody would just be like, oh, like 60-second penalty. Well, I'll just keep.
Why are we even trying to score?
Why are we playing? Why are we even playing hockey at this point?
Yeah, Angry Ginger. Thank you very much again.
We appreciate the attempt to motivate.
Yeah, that is 3 out of 20. So anyone else feels free to join in. Go for it.
We got to stop doing it if we don't reach the goal. I think that's the mistake. I just do it anyway.
Yeah. You gotta stand strong.
Yeah, they might be catching on.
Catching on to us. Animals.
Yeah,
that's
fucking should we start reacting to some of the Super Bowl ads?
Yeah, I don't know. What do you think?
Why not?
I see.
Chat, if you had a favorite Super Bowl ad, let us know. And if we don't get to it, we'll definitely get it up here. But there was some good ones.
Yeah, we're going to try and determine which one was the best one tonight.
I should have made a little graphic for that. Oh, well.
Nah. So half the people watch only for the commercials anyways, right? So
pretty much.
And we're not the people to give a sports breakdown on that. The actual.
Yes, you are not on a channel for sports breakdowns. That's not what's about to happen.
But we can do a pretty damn good job of breaking down some
commercials. That's our wheelhouse.
Yeah. So we're starting off with Dorito.
Yep, we got Doritos pulled up.
Fan made.
Yeah, so they did a competition. I think they had done this before too, but here it is.
Aliens.
Come on, man!
Doritos.
Doritos!
Yeah!
That's really good, especially since it was fan made. It's better than a lot of modern ads you get.
They managed to avoid political shit. I saw no trannies there. The alien wasn't a tranny. It's incredible. What a work of art.
Ooh, no political stuff, he says. This one isn't necessarily political, but it did get me feeling the right kind of way. Harrison Ford in the Jeep commercial. You remember this one?
I don't know if I saw this one.
Wow, that's loud.
Longest thing we ever do is live our lives. But life doesn't come with an owner's manual. Might have been nice, huh? But that means we get to write our own stories. Freedom is yes or no or maybe. Freedom is for everybody, but it isn't free. It's earned. There are real heroes in the world, but not the ones in the movies. Real heroes are humble. They're not driven by pride. Pride is a terrible driver. Freedom is the roar of one man's engine and the silence of another's. Freedom is the ability to inspire. The most sacred thing in life isn't the path. It's the freedom to choose it. You don't have to be friends with someone to wave at them. We won't always agree on which way to go. But our differences can be our strength. So choose, but choose wisely. Choose what makes you happy. My friends, my family, my work make me happy. This Jeep makes me happy, even though my name is... That's my owner's manual. Get out there. Write your own.
Yeah, so let's break this down, I guess. Do you guys remember when back during November he released this cringy ad saying Donald Trump is going to ban free speech? Vote for Kamala to prevent that. And that's like the most arranged take ever.
Yeah.
How is Trump an anti-free speech guy?
Yeah, no, I hear you. It's Harrison Ford, though. You got to give him a break. He's
Yeah, and he's like every other Hollywood actor is the same way, but still. Well, the vast majority of them.
I didn't like that ad, man. What?
I like the end where he's like, and I like this Jeep, even though my name's Ford.
Yeah, that was a decently written line, but he had some shit in there that was pretty fucking gay, is probably the word I would use. Like, our differences make us stronger.
It was cryptic. It could be read in a couple ways. Yeah, you could say
honestly,
that's like
I feel like it's nonsensical. So he's knocking pride. He knocks pride. Pride is terrible. Be a proud
But he's
sheep
proud of
owner.
other things.
Be a
He's
proud
proud of other
sheep owner. Fucking what? Pride is pride's a deadly sin, supposedly. Pride comes before the fall. But what if the fall's coming no matter what? Then maybe humility comes before the fall too, doesn't it?
I hear you, but I do like the part where he's like the movie stars aren't the heroes, it's the soldiers that are the heroes. However you said
he's
it.
just telling you what you want to fucking hear.
No,
I'll tell you this,
sure.
man.
Isn't that the whole point of a good commercial?
All right, let's pivot. Jeeps are a fucking chick car.
Yeah,
Fuck Jeeps.
That they are.
They should have had do we even have like an iconic big titted blonde famous woman anymore?
We're not allowed to do those anymore.
Kate Upton. Who's Sydney Sweeney?
It's a good question.
Yeah.
I should know that. I hear that name a lot, but
I feel like
don't.
they're trying to make her the big titty blonde girl of the flavor of the week. And I'm not trying to be misogynistic or nothing.
Oh no, you're totally right. She's kind of in on it too. She knows, she knows what she's doing.
I don't know.
We got a big booty white girl, Lainey Wilson.
Maybe the difference between you guys and me, or maybe me and Mihai, is age. I think you're still slightly optimistic, and I mean that's not a bad thing.
Stacking coins. Thank you very much.
I think, like many people in the chat, the world has ground me down. I'm just a cynical, miserable old bastard, and so that ad made me mad.
Well, can I fix that by showing you my favorite ad?
Yes.
I know.
Wait. Before we get to that, can I give my thoughts real quick?
No. My question is for Steven. No, go ahead, Jack.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm kind of mixed on the ad because, pride is technically a sin, but at the same time, you're not allowed to feel proud of certain achievements, even if it's leads to a positive outcome.
Just real quick, Stacking Coins followed up his comment list donation. He said, nothing important to say, just supporting the cause. Thank you, Stacking Coins.
Thank you so much. But yeah, if that's the case, then how should we feel about these achievements besides pride? What's the right word for it then?
So it's a good question, Jack.
Yeah,
I don't know. So yeah, pride.
Well, when you hear the word pride in today's context, what does that make you think of?
You guys get, and so did I at your age, we get mixed messages from the culture about whether or not you're supposed to be fucking prideful. So Christianity sort of very strongly implies that you shouldn't be prideful at all. Turn the other cheek. Pride comes before the fall, that kind of stuff. Pride is a deadly sin. But then within the very same culture, even your fucking parents, after you're leaving from church, is be like, why don't you work harder on your homework? You should be proud of what you do. So, I don't know. You have thoughts on that?
Yeah.
Did you have a similar experience?
Whenever I hear, my interpretation of it is arrogance, thinking too highly of yourself, not over
someone ring the doorbell.
Being cocky to the point of not being cocky over nothing. That's how I perceive pride, as a sin, at least.
Yeah, like most things, I would agree. It can be done in a way like pride is a tool, and any tool can be used for good or for bad. And it's so when you're so prideful, like that extremely fat lady that couldn't fit inside the lift.
Lady, yeah.
Yeah, maybe pride is the wrong word for that. To me, pride seems like a positive word. Hubris. There you go. Thank you, Nico Blico.
Hubris. Okay.
Hubris and pride are very different things. And I think it's possible to be proud while also being humble. In fact, that's most people fake that. You win some great award, you don't go up there unless you're maybe Kanye West. And they're like, I'm the greatest fucking rapper of all time. Because then everyone's like, look at this fucking faggot. But so you gotta, that's why the award shows are so stupid and people get turned off. Yeah, there's all this performative shenanigans and stuff, but I would argue, I would put it to you that what really turns you off about watching something like the Oscars is watching people that have gigantic egos try to pretend like they don't. I just want to thank my agent and thank you for watching 12 Years a Slave. It's like, nah, you're arrogant. Go fuck yourself. I don't know. I feel like you can just tell. So yeah, like Tom Brady is maybe the opposite example.
I feel like we're getting bogged down here. This is 2 of about 20 different ads we have to watch.
Yeah, well, I was close with this. I guess I'm mixed on it. I didn't perceive it to be unpatriotic, because it could have been, it's very open-ended. He could be talking about diversity as our strength or something. We could also be talking about political differences and telling us to come together and not hold animosity towards each other. Just try to bring the animosity down.
Yeah,
but
that's
overall,
what your enemy says when they realize you're about to kick the ever-living fuck out of them. That's when they're like, hey, we need to unify. This isn't good for anyone.
Right, yeah. It's like the aftermath of
It's like the Russians after the first period with the bullies, Mihai.
Yeah, it's like the aftermath of the COVID lockdowns where people said, let's just forget about COVID. Forget that we were telling you to disassociate and throw people in jail. Just forget about it.
Good point.
But I think overall this, besides advertising Jeeps, it was supposed to implicitly advertise the new Captain America movie that he's starring in, which I heard is pretty bad.
I didn't know you had a new movie coming out.
All right, I'm moving to the next ad.
Go. Keep it rolling.
Like I said, this is my favorite ad of the night.
Here we go.
All right.
Matthew McConaughey starring in Uber Eats. And it's about all the conspiracies behind football. You'll like this one.
It has been a banner year for the National Football League. Or should I call it the National Football League? From the very beginning, football has been a conspiracy to make us hungry.
And we'll call
Thank you,
this
Williams Channel.
pigskin. Make people crave bacon.
William Maines, thank you.
Everybody loves bacon. I love bacon.
They do anything to sell food.
Coach, how come we only play on Sundays?
Because nobody's eating ice cream Saturdays, kid.
Channel.
Jeez.
So the Packers were named after meat packers.
So what should we call the fans, Coach?
Cheeseheads. Of course. Why do you think Buffalo got a team?
These wings deserve a team.
Yeah. I picked out a good team name for Buffalo, Bill. Buffalo. Buffalo.
And their biggest game? Come on. Our championship will be a Super Cup. Can't eat out of a cup, Ted, but a bowl? How about a Super Bowl?
And we'll start naming players after appliances.
Hey, Coach, do I have to be called refrigerator?
Yes. And Peyton? He was a beef salesman.
Omaha!
Steak.
Omaha!
Steak. And they're still playing us. This year, we're not even hiding it anymore. We have Super Bowl licks. With a halftime show presented by an apple. In a stadium named after a salad.
Matthew.
Yeah. Hey.
Sorry. You want me to make a movie about a football conspiracy?
Yes.
No.
Come on, Greta.
No.
Bacon's in.
Everybody loves bacon.
No one believes that football is just some conspiracy to sell
Food! When football makes you hungry, order Uber Eats.
Thoughts?
That actually did remind me of a movie. It wasn't football related, but it was Thank You for Smoking. Have you guys heard of it?
Sure. Yeah.
No, I haven't.
I literally watched it like 2 days ago. Again.
It's a very great but underrated movie. It's about a guy who whose job is to push for smoking, like defend.
He's a lobbyist for big tobacco, is what he is.
Right. But it's not really about smoking first and foremost. It's mainly about rhetoric and how you can really get people on your side if you just word your arguments in a certain way. Really good movie. I highly recommend it.
That's a great recommendation.
I'll watch it 10 years from now.
We'll have to do some kind of movie night here. I laughed. I thought that commercial was honestly pretty lighthearted and funny. And
No, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the part where he was playing the Bears coach. I forget his name. But
Ditka.
Yeah, Mike Ditka. He played it to a T. And then the Peyton Manning part was actually the only part that made me laugh. But I enjoyed that a lot.
Yeah, it's
I think so.
Contrast that with that Jeep ad that's trying to be this whole like we're
Super serious.
We're philosophers here. Buy a Jeep. No, just sell me. If you're selling me shit, just fucking sell it to me. And if you make me laugh, that was a good ad. I liked it.
Well, let's go a little heavy-hearted again then. How about that?
All right.
Secret Service put out a Super Bowl ad.
Because why not?
Yeah, I guess they need more talented individuals to join the Secret Service.
It's getting hard to pay
America
taxes.
was founded on an idea of freedom. America's always stepped forward in time of need throughout our short but powerful history.
Ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country.
Tear down this wall.
We've been there for all of it.
The second plane hit the tower.
Our heroes are humble. They have an inner pride to keep this idea alive.
We have an inner pride.
Protectors are born, they're not made. America's Secret Service protecting this Super Bowl is asking a few more.
This fucking
step
sucks.
forward.
Sorry. Holy shit.
Okay, the entire what this conveyed to me was please don't do it. Please don't think about our major fuck up in Butler. Please don't think about
that's 100% what that was.
It's a really cool video or commercial until you remember that they let a shooter get within 150 yards of
I noticed
the
they
president.
zoomed in on the male Secret Service agent, not the female one that was
on the
like
other
4
side,
feet away, crouching behind a wall.
Why why would they even include that? I don't understand that reasoning. That was your fuck up. That was a fuck up on your part.
It's propaganda. That's why they're trying to fucking sway opinions and fuck with your memory and shit. It's that simple.
All right, so we'll put that one in the propaganda bin.
Yes.
I mean, that's below the Jeep ad. Absolutely.
And I'm noticing this theme of hammering the word freedom in a meaningless way.
An idea. America's always an idea for some reason.
Yeah, it's an idea. It's an idea. Everyone's welcome into this idea.
It's a social construct.
That would have been Sam Elliott if he hadn't died.
Wait, Sam Elliott died?
I think so. No, didn't he?
What?
He should be dead.
No, he's not dead.
I didn't think he died. No,
well, all right. I guess they couldn't find Sam Elliott then.
That is funny. That is funny. I got another lighthearted one. What do you guys think of Bud Light these days?
I think they're trying to do
Never again. Nothing will ever make me drink a Bud Light ever again in my life.
Not even Post Malone and Shane Gillis in a funny commercial?
That will make me drink it even less.
You gonna go fishing tomorrow?
I got a colonoscopy tomorrow.
Fellas, I accidentally threw a lame party.
Okay, Ted.
They're on their way. They're here.
You call this a party?
Cul-de-sac party.
Launch. These beers are a metaphor for an invitation.
Is that our leaf blower?
Party at the sack.
You are cordially invited to the end of the cul-de-sac.
This is incredible.
Your mower smokes meat?
Oh, our smoker cuts grass.
Hell yeah.
I spent most of my money on this.
You rigged? Fully custom.
How many Bud Lights can you fit in that puppy?
As many Bud Lights as it takes.
A lot of Bud Lights. This cul-de-sac's popping.
Bill, get off the boat. The HOA's already breathing down my neck.
I mean, it's not a bad app, but I'm still not going to drink Bud Light ever.
Too late for that shit. Get your fucking money, though, guys. Good job, Shane and Post.
My favorite part was, what the woman say here? Your lawnmower smokes meat? I'm like, no, my smoker mows grass.
Yeah, when your fucking product sucks ass, you hire people that are great at being funny to try to make people forget that your product fucking sucks ass. Yeah, never again. I think as consumers, that's the difference we need. I don't know. Do you guys still drink Bud Light?
I don't. I haven't bought it since the whole incident, but I have drank it since then.
Yeah, I will consciously and actively avoid it until that company's gone.
The public perception.
Do you not believe that like there's something in like we have them down, now bring them to our side?
There's message needs to be sent.
No, the public perception thing
was the
is
message
still,
not sent when their evaluation tanked by 20%?
Not enough of a message. It needs to be destroyed. You know the whole story.
But if you destroy it, then they can't make pro-conservative commercials or however you like.
I don't want fake conservatives making pro-conservative commercials.
But then you're going to end up with nothing.
Good. Bud Light sucks. We need less of it. There's 10.
Yeah, but they're the number one
donor.
donor.
Perfect scenario. We'll never lose anything by Bud Light's disappearing. There's a trillion other cheap, shitty beers. The American ones, too. Better than fucking Bud Light.
Well, speaking of, did you see that the Bud Light CEO, Anheuser-Busch CEO, wants to rename domestic beers to American beers?
Yeah, I'm sure they want to do fucking everything they can to...
I don't really see... I think that's a false flag. So remember back when Kamala had like White Guys for Harris and she tried parading that like a bunch of gay guys like and communists as like rugged like a blue collar workers. That was just they were trying to take conservative aesthetics and try to make people think that they're representing us when we're not. They're not. I don't know. I have no hate towards Shane Gillis. I think he's a funny guy.
Yeah, nothing to do with Shane Gillis or Post Malone. Here's the comment. Trevor Job or Joby, however you pronounce it. Never let the company recover after supporting the transgender ideology.
My whole point is I bet they never do that again.
They 100% will do it again unless they're destroyed. They've proven they will. It's time to destroy them.
When did they do it again?
Rome figured this out with Carthage, Mihai. Right? Carthago delenda est. Carthage must be destroyed. They fucking went down there.
That is a giant leap to compare the Carthaginian.
No,
Empire
it's
to
not.
Bud
It's
Light.
in an abstract way. It's the exact pattern that you want to do. You have this fucking place that's a perpetual thorn in your side. You try to go about working and dealing with it.
But how
Like
were they a perpetual thorn in our side before one off? It wasn't even a commercial. A can got. Sent
You are the exact kind of person that, if put in leadership, would create the situation we currently live in.
So you think Dana White is a stupid person?
No, what the fuck are you talking about?
Because Dana White had just signed a sponsorship deal with.
Because he likes money, dude. What are you talking? Why do you think Shane Gillis did that commercial?
But Bud Light would not have sponsored UFC before we did what we did to them.
Destroy them. What are you talking about?
Take their money.
Fuck them. Fuck money.
You can tell them to go fuck off in the corner, but then there's
if there was no one else, if there was no one else,
if their customer base is permanently going to be 50% of what it used to be, no matter what they do to appease us, then they're just going to say, "Fuck you guys. We'll just only go to the gay people."
Tell you what, when you get a disease, do you like to leave a few of the disease cells alive, just just in case they join your side? Do they?
Allegedly.
Yeah, well, Mihai, if I can say, I think the issue here is that it's entirely performative and not genuine. I think it'd be more productive if we actually support a conservative beer company that actually pushes our values.
There's other, and they've been doing it for a long time.
Like what, though?
No, that's actually
Modelo.
No, what do you mean? Like what?
Because
any of the other
52% of the beers that are sold in America are owned by the same company that owns Bud Light.
Then buy them from a different one.
So where's the boycott end?
When they're gone.
That's never going to happen.
Yes, it will,
dude. Anheuser-Busch owns like fucking a preposterous amount.
Right now they do. Doesn't mean don't try to kill them. John is ready to salt the earth. Yeah, that's what they did to Carthage. They literally wiped it off the face of the planet and dumped salt everywhere so nothing could grow. And guess what they stopped having problems with? Carthaginians. It worked. It's not a nice thing to do. I'm not arguing with that. It's not no, destroy it. It's actually not a bad point, too. It's kind of reminding me we should stop drinking beer in general.
Well, there's all the beers owned by Anheuser.
So what? I won't drink any of them.
I bet you're probably fucking drinking one right now.
No, I'm drinking a Yingling.
Who owns Yingling?
Not InBev.
I think Yingling is his own thing, actually. Yeah.
Fucking A. Suck my balls. I win. You lose.
No.
I'm smart. You're stupid. I'm good looking. You're ugly. I'm handsome. And, I'm trying to do that Happy Gilmore thing.
Mihai, since you did that, look up who owns Angry Orchards.
There's no reason why we shouldn't have one of the richest companies in the world giving on the conservative side.
Yes, there is. They supported trannies.
One time, and they didn't, though. The CEO didn't support trannies.
The message should be
the fucking some one-off fucking liberal woman in a fucking marketing department sent a single beer can to Dylan Trevino. It wasn't even a commercial.
I will shout louder than you. I've watched liberals. I know how to win arguments.
Well, you try to debate me like Destiny. You just say a bunch of things fast that don't even fucking make sense.
I said, well, slow down. What part of you want me to make more sense to you?
You just say that you want to destroy them, but you don't understand, like, why?
I'm saying shit that you're ignoring. Like, there's a million other beer companies, which we've never.
Yeah, but what do they do that's so egregious? They
supported trannies.
They put a tranny on a beer can, one single beer can.
That's 2 times too many.
Okay, but you could look into any company.
I only support beers that have -1
You could look into any American company over the past 10 years, and I bet they've done a million times worse things than to send a single beer can.
No, they haven't. And if they have, I don't use that company.
But they have. You're just following in the mob because everyone got angry.
You're the mob. You want?
No, I'm not. I'm the fucking person looking at both sides going, why is everyone so angry?
Because fuck them. That's why they support trans. What? I'm telling you why to you right now, directly. And you're acting like I'm not saying that.
One beer can.
Yeah, destroy them.
One beer can.
One baby in a brazen bull. Destroy them.
Yeah.
How about we change the subject?
We're going to disagree.
How about we change the subject from being about like Bud Light to DEI initiatives? If a company realized that
we got more commercials
was unsuccessful and was terrible, and then they curtail it, should we still support them, or is that different?
I don't even know what the fuck you just asked me, Jack.
like DEI initiatives that companies implement, if they implemented them and then they curtailed them, like they got rid of them, should we still support them after?
I think you should support them for their change of heart. Like, do you not believe that? Like, I understand a major corporation company, faceless, no emotion is different, but do you at least believe people can change?
No, not really.
I think institutions can change. I think it entirely depends on who is running the institution.
I think people are more likely to change than an institution.
I do agree with that. Yeah. So maybe is that the crux of this? What's going? You see Bud Light as a collection of individuals.
Yeah. I still like. There's still a part of me that looks at Bud Light as the dilly dilly. You know what I'm talking about?
But shit changes.
Yeah, exactly. Things do change, but they can change back.
Let me ask you this question: If you had a daughter and somebody raped her, would you give them another chance, or would you just say kill them?
Another chance in what? Just
like
life?
Let them out of jail and let them try to be free.
Well, the idea is that it's not.
I would equate what Bud Light did in an abstract way to a rape. That is the offense they committed against society. And so it's the question of, well, yes, I totally agree that companies and people can do things that you ought to forgive. 100%. But there's no value in allowing a company that does something like what Bud Light did to come back. It's too far. And even if that company could be salvaged by having different people in front of it, there's enormous value.
Which they do.
In sending the message that if you do X, you're gone permanently and forever. Carthage allowed Rome to not have to fight 10 million more wars afterwards. They said, oh yeah, you guys are you want to check out Carthage? Mm-hmm. And they're like, no, we'll do what you want. No mercy, says Kahina Kaviche. I mean, I'm not saying that I think no mercy attitude is unhealthy and makes you a miserable person.
Yeah,
it's the stare long enough into the abyss. Careful when you're fighting monsters.
At a certain point, the mob is never going to be appeased.
That's true. But if you are not a monster when necessary, then you're just kicking the can down the road, and sooner or later, there's going to be more fucking tranny beers. And you're going to have to destroy other tranny beer companies. They're going to do it again. Different, even if you destroy Bud Light. It's like a weed. It will keep growing.
But so to that point, if they're going to do it again, regardless, even if it's a different company, would you not rather have Bud Light than firmly, solidly in your camp?
In some cases, I would use that strategy. In the case of Bud Light, I would destroy it. I would wipe it off the map, and I would pour salt over every inch of land ever touched by Bud Light. If Bud Light was a person, I would find their friends and their family, their husband and wife, their kids, anyone who dropped their mailman, their fucking Uber driver, anyone who ever did anything at all innocent, the more innocent, the better. And I would fucking destroy them. Yeah, and I would destroy everyone they knew until it became very clear, as the Romans like to do, if you do X, the Romans are coming. They're fucking coming, whether it's 1 year or 10 years or 100 years. If you do this certain thing that's very clearly defined, only, there's no excuse. I didn't understand. That's gone. We will destroy you. We will remove you from history. We will salt your land. We won't even build our own shit on your land. That's what we're going to do. And you need to do that one time. And in my opinion, the right has not quite made that message clear, and it allows all these little weeds to keep popping up. It's not a nice thing to say. I don't recommend it. A lot of people would say, big words, John. Well, why don't you be in charge? Let's see if you'd actually do that. There's a reason I'm not in government, because I really would do that. And there's more reasonable people in charge than me, maybe. There is also always time. Like, you're not wrong. I don't want to discourage you from trying to be a good person, because you are. But sooner or later, you will run into something that will trick you into believing that it's learned its lesson. And it's just biding its time. Satan would say that. Satan would be like, hey, I'm just going to come back to Bud Light. Look at all the things we could use it for. What about the families? Fuck them. Fuck them. My shitty ass life I've had to live for 30 fucking however many years because of Barack Obama and Bud Light and shit. Nah, destroy it all. Find anybody that ever spoke. Find anyone that looked in their window while walking the dog past the Bud Light building. I want to destroy them until it becomes exceedingly clear that if you do what Bud Light did, then everyone around them becomes an enforcer for you. Hey, motherfucker, don't do that. Didn't you hear what he fucking said? It just kills it.
Mm-hmm.
That's my opinion. That was not my, and I will be 100%, it was not my opinion at your age. I would have said the same thing you're saying. And I could be wrong. I could be wrong.
Yeah, John, have you heard of Black Rifle Coffee?
Yeah, same thing. Destroy them all.
Yeah. I remember back when, so this was, they had a controversy back when the Kyle Rittenhouse situation was going on. He posted a photo with a guy, and I don't know, he's like edgy or something. So they decided to walk back. Oh no, Kyle Rittenhouse took a photo with a Black Rifle Coffee Company shirt, and they publicly disavowed him.
Yeah.
So, and this is a company, and that matters because this is a company whose entire brand is based on like guns, like just being pro masculinity, like veterans, etc., soldiers and veterans, etc. But if they're not willing to show like support behind a guy who is obviously in the right and using his firearm, then that to me is a big tell that you don't actually believe in anything you're talking about. So I can't really support you any longer because if I continue to support you despite knowing that information, then I'm supporting something that goes against my interests. Like people have found that they supported Act Blue, like a bunch of other like pro-Democrat organizations, and they don't really do anything to support like the Second Amendment or trying to get rid of gun control. So if I am aware that like companies like Bud Light push for social progressivism, etc., why should I, unless they're advocating for the exact opposite, I don't see why I should continue supporting them. And that's why I think conservatives should just build up alternatives, their own private companies, so that we actually have something to build up to compete against these other just compromised institutions and corporations.
Yeah, I think they handed us a gift, which is this whole joke of like, well, if you don't like that YouTube censors you, then make your own video hosting platform, which was impossible for most of us. But here suddenly we have Twitter, or X is the best example, is somewhat stopped censoring people. And now every other platform had to follow suit. But I was going to say to you, Mihai, like the metaphor, the way I look at it.
Well, hold on. To that point, though, if we have now broken Bud Light and bent them over backwards to now appeal to us, does that not encourage other companies to appeal to us?
I don't think they're broken. I think they're just waiting. They're just going to say what they need to say to survive as long as they can. But I was going to say to you, the way I look at it is that like we're building a house, or maybe even better than that, we have a house and we're trying to fix it up, something you intimately understand. If you're fixing up your house, you pull off wall and there's a bunch of mold in there. Do you get rid of it completely, or do you like leave a little bit around? If there's a fucking structural thing, do you just leave it shitty, or do you fucking fix it? Like in all those scenarios, I think you would agree, you fix the fucking problem.
Yeah, but fixing it isn't destroying the company.
Well, the company is the mold. Like why be nice to it? You're trying to fix your house. Like, for what reason do you need to be the bigger person? I think we're in this mess because we've all insisted on being the bigger person. And it's just like there's too many real world things. You go to your field of crops as a farmer and you're like, I ain't going to pull this weed because life is sacred. I'm not going to kill these bugs because life is sacred. You have a shitty fucking farm after that. Lord of the Rings, Happy Hard M Wednesday World Champions just finished writing a song about Marvin Heemeyer, and the album should be done by summer. Thinking about pressing a few vinyls. John, do you want one? Yes, I do, 100%. I would very much like one of those.
I had to get a record player.
Yeah, we'll have to get a little phonograph. whatever you call it. Yes, I want one, and thank you. Thank you. Well, maybe we'll count that as 10. No, we're not going to do it unless we get 20. We're not going to do it. So I don't know. To me, I'm very autistic. Jack understands that well. Maybe that's why we agree. But it's a gardening problem. It's attending to your garden. Your garden has weeds, or your house, whatever metaphor you want to use. You would never use that kind of logic in trying to fix up or grow something or make it better, et cetera. And yet we use that logic when it comes to abstract forms of mold and viruses and cancer, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, but you're looking at it from the standpoint of like structurally, that is undeniably broken. The structure is unsafe.
Again,
to half the country, that is not the case.
It's more like this. If you're building a house and you have, your one main support beam, would you rather 100% know that it's going to work or be 99% sure that it's going to work? If those are your only two choices.
Yeah, but what I'm trying to say is my 99%.
I know you don't want to answer that question.
My 100% is someone else's 99%.
You have two beams to choose from, Mihai. Mm-hmm. And one is perfect, and you know it.
And that's perfect to me, but then to the other person.
No, it is perfect objectively. And the other one, you're 99% sure is perfect. It's just that simple.
Mm-hmm.
Which beam are you using?
Well, the 99% one might have a little more character.
Yeah, so your house is going to fall down. Congratulations. In reality, when you're running a country where other people depend on you and stuff, you choose the perfect one. That's just what you do.
I don't think that you do, though. I don't think that's the reality of life. I think you choose the middle ground that disappoints
Not if
everyone.
You want a good house. I'm going to go to your house again.
But once again, there's a difference between a structural beam that can easily be identified.
So not having tranny shit is a necessary structural beam of the United States of America's culture. That's what I'm saying.
I would agree, but you don't get there. How do you get there?
By destroying companies like Bud Light. Again, if you only have one beam and that beam is Bud Light, then maybe you try to turn it around.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we're doing with the government right now, the federal government. Mm-hmm. That's the only one we got. A lot of us just want to kill all of them and start over, but in reality, it's like, that's the only fucking beam we got, people. If that fucking beam breaks, it's not like there's some other government to step in. Mm-hmm. It just becomes total anarchy. So we got to fix that shitty beam one way or another. So yes, I totally agree. Sometimes, with no alternatives, you got to do that. But a shitty, cheap, light beer in America, there's 20 trillion beams you can choose from.
Mm-hmm.
You can literally take the Bud Light beam and set it on fire, and it will not affect your life in any way whatsoever.
But then the next beam you picked up is owned by the same company.
Then you destroy it. I don't know. Am I not clear?
No, I get what you're saying, but I just don't. I don't agree that
you say, well, what happens when you get to the last beam? Well, then you got to fucking faith. Every single fucking beam is, or maybe you ask yourself the question, do I really need a light beer beam as part of the bulwark of my society? Maybe I don't need any beer beams at all. That's probably the real answer. But I mean, yeah, I agree with you in the sense that Americans are going to fucking drink beer. I don't see anything wrong with that. I'm drinking a beer right now.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, there's got to be one. There should probably be a couple for healthy competition. But Bud Light is so unnecessary. Destroy it. The next one's unnecessary. Fucking destroy it. If they're all unnecessary, maybe we should start asking ourselves if we really need to be drinking beer. It's pretty easy to make yourself.
That's not a bad idea. What do we think about Michelob Ultra?
Nice segue. Perfect segue.
That was actually pretty nice.
I enjoyed this one, actually.
We'll do 2 Michelob Ultras.
Excuse me, would you consider playing us?
For the Ultras.
Oh, we're kind of at a high level.
Fascinating.
You guys sure you want this?
Please serve. That was fun. Playing for those ultras.
They got Ultras.
Whip it real hard. Whip it real hard.
You know we're professional athletes, right?
What sport?
I smell Ultra.
Now I like that. That was great.
I do love Willem Dafoe. Yeah, that was funny. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I enjoy it.
So there you go, Mihai. Let's just get... Well, that's a Canadian beer, isn't it?
I'm not sure. I think it might be.
So maybe not Michelob Ultra. It's a good commercial. I mean, the creatives making these commercials, for the most part, I would say, have definitely done their jobs. Like, they're well-made commercials. Some of the bullshit I just can't help but see anymore, though. It's not their fault.
I think I got one that's going to make you feel otherwise.
Okay. Coffee Mate.
Coffee Mate tongue commercial.
Let's go, tongues. I'm a dancing tongue, and I like to taste it cold.
What?
Have you ever seen a tongue do this? Yeah, Coffee Mate, give me cold, give me cold. Everybody now. Give me cold, give me cold.
That was a fetish. That was 100% a fetish.
Yeah, that was weird.
That one was just weird. I didn't like it. It kind of made me uncomfortable.
I always like to ask myself with commercials is after it ends, give it like 30 seconds and then ask yourself, what was that commercial for? And I feel like that's one of those ones where I'd been like, I have no fucking idea. No idea. It's fucking bizarre. I mean,
yeah.
Sometimes commercials are like, did you see that tongue commercial? But what you're not saying is, did you see that Coffee Mate commercial?
And I've heard people like try and explain to me like what you're talking about. I was like, yeah, but I'm not, like, for the wrong reasons. Like, I don't even know what I'm talking about it for. It was like, I don't even know, like, to your point, I don't know what I'm talking about, but I'm talking about fucking tongues.
My guess is Coffee Mate has internal statistics showing that their main consumers are gay men. That's my takeaway. Yeah.
John, it's like that one Stone Toss meme of a marketing guy showing like a like an interracial couple kissing, and the guy and the manager or like CEO is like, "How does this help us sell burgers?" And the guy the advertiser is just like,
burgers. I mean, that Willem Dafoe pickleball commercial and Harrison Ford too. They're both the whole reason you pay millions of dollars to people like that to be in your ad is because. Like for me, Willem Dafoe, I think of fucking all kinds of crazy, like awesome movies. Has been American Psycho, I just watched recently again. You know, some Lars von Trier shit, The Lighthouse, Robert Eggers. The brand is piggybacking off all the positive sentiment of Willem Dafoe and Harrison Ford. And so you're kind of, and Harrison Ford was even more in your face because he's like, my name's Ford. But like these are all little Band-Aids the marketers are adding on to kind of make you forget that what you're watching is extremely gay and fake. Like if the product sold itself, then the commercial would be about the product. And the closest thing to that we've seen is the Matthew McConaughey NFL commercial. So I mean, there's no other than having Matthew McConaughey in it. But even he was fairly well used in different characters where he's not Matthew McConaughey. It's more like, you know, Mike Ditka and that kind of shit. So these people know what they're doing. Shane Gillis and Bud Light, Post Malone and Bud Light, there's your example. How do we make an ad for Bud Light where people think about anything other than fucking Bud Light? And that whole beer commercial with the party in the yard, that's classic 90s beer advertisements where you have a bunch of attractive people, a little different than that, I guess, but, you know, on a beach having fun. The whole MO for selling beer was you're going to have fun. The people in the ad are avatars for the experience that you will have if you drink this beer. But the reality is, as we know, if you drink a Bud Light now, your dick will fall off. I'm joking. But, yeah, so I don't know. Like, I think the McConaughey one is a good example of it being perfectly done, or as good as you can do, and where a product, the NFL, is essentially selling itself, although they're very much intentionally not doing any of that BLM Neil Ball shit.
Well, the NFL did put out their own ad. And it is politically motivated.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, I did see this one.
School, son, school! Jaworski, you're on thin ice, mister!
Hey, Principal P.
Stop kicking your principal. Everybody's on thin ice!
What's this? A Dorkosaurus Rex?
Come on, Chad. I don't want any trouble.
Leave him alone. I'll kick your butt, Chad.
Hey, Chad. Check out the new girl.
Ew, what is she wearing?
Girls don't play football.
They do where I'm from.
Get a load of this one. Think fast.
You think fast.
Right in the Jimmy Johnson.
This ain't over. We just getting started, Chad.
Let's go, let's go! Get down, get down! Come on! Hey.
It's our best guy, the Brad.
Oh, not the Brad.
Is that fucking Crispin Glover?
I know.
Looks like a.
I'm Brad.
No, it's not.
I can read.
There you go. You got folded up, Brad. Get her. Okay. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, she Saquoned him. Oh shit, that's what this is for?
Yep, that is what it's for. Let's make girls flag football varsity sport in all 50 states.
Kind of funny message. Women are better sports than men. Or better at sports than men. Please recognize us, please. Well, what do the comments say? Or did they even leave comments up?
We know what they say. There's no accident that the guy's Chad and all that crap. I'll tell you what, I'm getting pretty close to being very willing to buy a very expensive subscription to some sort of sports league where they just let regular dudes play a league.
NFL has also leave the comment section open.
Oh, there's all these. My favorite example is when the U.S. women's soccer team played a bunch of 15-year-old boys and got lost like 24-0.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Even when I was in college, the women's basketball coach used to always try to get us to come play the women's team because they wanted the women's team to be better. Mm-hmm. And I literally could be like on the court smoking a cigarette with cocaine hanging out of my nose and meth coming out of my ears, and I would just dominate. It's just this, I'm all for the rah-rah powerful women thing. If they want to go watch those movies, I don't give a shit. I don't. Everybody likes fantasy. Superhero movies are pretty popular with men and shit. Men, I'm more mad at men for the shit they watch than women. But holy shit, I just want to watch a movie where it starts just like that, and then the Brad dude just fucking shoulders her in the face when she does her slow motion fucking deke like in real life, where it's at like 0.04 speed when you watch women play sports. And Brad is like a 250-pound Mike linebacker for fucking Alabama or something, and just kills her.
Didn't the Daily Wire try and make that movie?
Did they?
Lady Ballers.
Oh, is that what that's about?
Yeah, it wasn't very good.
Someday I'll get some funding and I will make you guys some of the funniest fucking movies you've ever seen in your life.
We should do skits.
Mia and I are working on one right now.
Yeah.
It's a similar theme. Theme.
That last ad sucked. What was the other ad?
I'm blue da dee
da da.
I don't know. I think everybody's on the same page with that one.
Yeah.
I do like that little
put it in there, though.
very obvious Saquon reference they threw in there too.
Yeah. Also, which one are you bringing up, Mihai?
Kanye's ad now?
Oh yeah, this is the best ad. This is the one I put.
The phone one? Yeah.
I actually didn't see this during the Super Bowl.
So what's up, guys? I spent like all the money for the commercial on these new teeth. So once again, I had to shoot it on the iPhone.
Every second that goes by is like $100,000.
Go to easy.com, Mihai. What comes up? Type in easy.com, Mihai.
That's the best part.
Do it right now.
The best part is what comes up. Is it still there? Oh my God, fucking incredible.
No.
Ah.
Oh no, he doesn't show the shirt anymore.
I'm sure most of you know that when you went to Yeezy.com, he had one product for sale. It was a white T-shirt with a black swastika
on it. That was wild.
Did not have that on my bingo card, as they say. As Kanye West selling swastika T-shirts in a Super Bowl commercial, but it is what it is. Just come to roll with everything's so fucking crazy now.
Yeah, should we start talking about Kanye?
Yeah, unless we got a few other good commercials to hop into here.
I think that's it, right?
really.
Oh, no, there's Tom Brady and Snoop Dogg. I don't think that was a Super Bowl commercial.
Yeah,
was
I saw it during the Super Bowl.
I'll be back in like 20 seconds. Go whatever direction you want.
I need to PT. I'll be right back.
Okay. Well, yeah, so now that it's just us, let me tell you about how good Bud Light is. No, I don't know. Maybe I guess we'll move on to Kanye. Ooh, I did want to actually pull this up earlier, though. Since we're talking about Shane Gillis, Antonio Brown is kind of cut from the same cloth of Kanye, some would say. I like to think they have similar personalities. I don't know. But he gave a good congratulations to famous Eagles fan, Mr. Shane Gillis himself. And here it is. Congrats to Shane Gillis, lifelong Eagles fan. It's very nice of him to do. Very nice. It's a good photo. Flattering. Maybe from his younger days. I'm not quite sure. I think that was pre-Saturday Night Live firing. Sometime, I don't know. Sometime in the early 2000s. Shane Gillis right there. John is back. And I will pull up Kanye's Twitter now, which is no longer a thing, but we have a brief rundown of what happened.
That timing.
Yes, welcome back. I have Kanye's Twitter pulled up now. So he deleted his Twitter, but this is a summary of some of the tweets that led up. I'm a Nazi. I love Hitler. Now what, bitches? I'm racist.
Stereotypes exist for a reason, and they all be true. Fuck Virgil.
I wonder who Virgil is and what he did.
He's talking about the poet?
I don't know. I thought he was talking about Virgil van Dijk. I have no idea.
Yeah, but I found a thread of other tweets he made.
Oh, yes, some more Kanye tweets.
All white people are racist. That's not a bad tweet.
Whoa. Hold on. Just pause it. You know the only thing worse than fucking for money, fucking for free. Never meet your heroes.
If you've ever wondered what a bipolar episode looks like.
I just tweeted everything I could think and I'm still alive.
I turned down 3 photos this week with Make-A-Wish kids in wheelchairs.
Yeah, that's funny. That's funny.
Oh, wait, no, there's more if you scroll down.
There's a lot, but I don't think we can even say half.
He is in danger of transcending all of this. Floating away into outer space. There you go.
Go down a bit more.
Let's see if y'all give that money back.
How was Kanye not in Trump's cabinet?
$2.77 billion and counting. I love when Jewish people come to me and say they can't work with me anymore. It's my fave.
Oh, twice.
Yeah, he just really had to get that one.
Oh, no, that was a retweet.
Oh, no. Oh, yeah, it was a retweet.
One thing about being God on earth is you have to constantly forgive every human. I will say nothing bad or against China. They will always show me love when Americans turn their backs on me because of a red hat or a T-shirt. I get money with China. I love China. God had my mom bring me there when I was 10 for a reason.
Oh,
interesting.
Oh, there.
I change my mind when I feel like it.
Why is he not in Trump's cabinet? Kanye is short-circuiting. It's a fascinating window, and obviously...
Oh, rapers want my spot. Look at that last tweet.
Which one?
Oh, go up. Click on that one tweet, like little with rapers.
Bottom right.
You mean rappers?
No, it says rapers, yeah.
It does say rapers.
That is funny. All rapers want my spot. I will never know.
Oh, Look who it is.
I would never not know that.
You want to
every
hop on
rapper
here for a little
living
bit?
was to be me. Every rapper living wish they was.
We still got 20 minutes.
Yeah. We could do a breakdown of the Super Bowl still.
We might have to when he walks in here. I think he's coming.
Yeah.
But yeah, a weird window into Kanye West. Welcome.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Mr. Landon Tangwell.
What's up?
How we doing, guys?
Doing pretty good.
Hey.
Let me try and fix your camera.
You're so gigantic that you don't fit in
I didn't fit.
It's not that one. Hold on, I'll get it.
John knows that I always misplace myself in the camera frame.
Yeah, no, welcome. Introduce yourself. This is Mr. Landon Tangwell, member of Studio Center. Proud to be a part of the family now.
Thank you. I am a former Penn State football player. I had to medically retire 3 years into my career. I graduated with a degree in broadcast journalism and started my own media company that's mainly around Penn State football, but I cover all of college sports. And, part of the family here. So we have a good time. It's fun. I've got to make a lot of really cool content here. So I've been waiting to hop on one of these.
No, we're glad to have you. We're glad to have you around. We're glad
Can
to
you
have
pull
you
up
here on the show.
PTZ just to give everybody an understanding of how gigantic Landon is? Because it fucking cracks me up. Ah! What do you weigh? You said 314.
Yeah, it's 314,
Look at his
366,
fucking arm,
314.
dude. He's not a real person. Landon has a channel called Behind the Wall. It is right now Penn State football, but you're expanding to all sports. It's fucking awesome, by the way. It's like literally the best Penn State football. I'm not just saying that because you're going to murder me if I don't, or eat me. No, it's really great. So yeah, it's not our wheelhouse, but it's awesome stuff, especially if you're into college football. Yeah, you want a beer? You want like 20?
Yeah, I'll take
like
one.
Fucking Andre the Giant.
Just twisties? No, probably not.
Yeah, I think they are twist off.
Really? Nice.
We were saying, so we have this punishment on this show where if we get 20 super chats, somebody's got to chug a beer out of the Russian helmet.
Ooh.
Or in your case, like 40 beers.
Yeah, I'll do it.
All right. So
as you've seen, I'm a lightweight.
What's our count at right now?
We are only at 6 out of 20.
Yeah. So Landon is an awesome dude. Hope to have him around for a long time. I think maybe he'll come on Ciderhaus periodically and whatnot. But Behind the Wall on YouTube, and then Landon Tangwell. If you pull up his single screen one more time, I think it has Twitter on there. At Landon Tangwell. Should have guessed. So yeah. So thanks for joining us for 20 minutes.
Appreciate it.
So were you just eating, I'm assuming?
A little bit. That was
but we were talking about Super Bowl ads and stuff like that, and then Kanye West. So I don't know which direction we want to go here for the final 20 minutes.
Yeah. Well, like I said, we do have highlights from the Super Bowl that Landon could show his chops and analyze it. Also, I'm Jack, by the way. I think this is the first time we've met Landon.
What's up, Jack? How you doing? Great to meet you, man.
Jack is the one person, Landon, that might kill you.
When do I get to meet Jack in person?
Like tomorrow, right?
I'm trying to get back to State College, but I'm in Indiana right now, just trying to figure out how to get back. But yeah, John's told me a lot about you. You seem like a great guy. Looking forward to getting to meet you more.
He is a good dude.
Yeah.
All right, right on. So I don't know. What do we want to go back to Super Bowl? We want to go back to continue with Kanye. We got some more ads we can play. We're sort of just like watching the ads and giving up.
I got this one here. I think Landon can give his opinion on this.
Oh, no.
Thousands of little white boys remember when Cooper DeJean's pick 6 in the Super Bowl for the rest of their life. Seeing someone who looks like you play the position that wasn't meant for them, it's like our Jackie Robinson moment.
It's our Jackie Robinson.
I do have to say it was hilarious when he picked that ball up. I just like...
Actually, I got a question for you since we were talking about it at the beginning of the show and nobody was on my side. Do you think the NFL is rigged?
No. No, not all the way rigged. I think there's a vendetta for the Kansas City Chiefs up until this point. There's always a storyline. It's what makes the most money. And I think people were generally tired of the Chiefs and even the Taylor Swift stuff. Yes, they got, the Swifties involved. Not really. They didn't really care. They were just waiting for Taylor Swift to pop up on the screen for 1 second.
Yeah.
So, and honestly, Fox didn't even really give into that. They showed her like once.
You're right.
So I'm happy about that. Shout out Fox for that. Like, show her once. That's fine. Yeah. That's it. That's all she needs.
In a general sense, to the best of your ability to answer, honestly, because I know what world you live in. But, like, how fake is that? This might seem goofy. Has anybody ever come, when you were starting at Penn State, did anyone come to you and be like, hey, I'll give you $1,000 or $1 million to fucking let Drew Aller get sacked in this game? Does that shit happen?
Yes, it did not happen to me, but yes, it absolutely, especially now with online sports betting. Yeah, I mean, you're seeing like scandals come out of players being involved in it. Like, and I could tell you definitely, yes, players bet. Like that is a real thing,
and that
all
was,
around.
That was to like the point I was trying to make was that I don't think it's the NFL that's rigging the games. If anything, I think it's these bookies or sports gambling companies that are paying people.
And maybe you can give us all here a little insight in the chat as well. Is like what amount of money is at stake here? We were just talking like a college football player now with this NL, like a starting quarterback at a major university. What kind of money are we talking about?
You're probably. I was actually just talking about that on my last podcast. Probably anywhere from $2 to $5 million a year. Yeah. So like I mean it's expensive, man. I will say so. There's like Carson Beck at Miami. He's reported that he got like $8 or $9 million. Multiple people have said that wasn't really true. So it's around that 2 to 5 range, depending on who you are. Someone like Drew Aller here at Penn State is probably around that $2.5 to $3 million range, if I had to guess.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
How accurate do you consider the on-3 evaluation?
So that's such kind of like it's a interesting topic. Some people think they're like complete BS.
So to your
that's
point,
better. That is better. That's a real number there. I think for Carson Beck. Shout out Livy Dunn. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Absolutely. That's a good one. And you know what was interesting though? Early on in NIL, when it first started and players weren't being paid that much, all the NIL people said the easiest people to get money for were women. Because people actually want to look at them when they do like ads and stuff. Like they're a little more
wild, yeah.
Yeah, like basically just like girls that were good looking got the most money.
Interesting.
I remember like when it all started, Barstool like started their own NIL collective or whatever, and they were signing a bunch of athletes, but it was just like they would post a picture of them every day. It was like 20 different girls. Like every gymnast in the world was sponsored by Barstool somehow after NIL.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
No, I got a question for you though, Landon. How the hell? Oh, geez, what am I doing here? How the hell does fucking Garrett Nussmeier make more money than Drew Aller?
Well, they're in the South, bro. You know, there's so much money down there in the SEC, bro.
Are you willing or able to tell that Nick Saban story?
Absolutely.
So Landon was a 5-star recruit out of high school. If you don't know what that means, it's like one of the high. So you got to go around to all these major programs, and they all pitched you on trying to get you, and you were pretty much, not to speak for you, but had your mind made up on Penn State. You're a Penn State guy. But we've all wondered here in the Big Ten how Alabama was so dominant with Nick Saban. Tell us a little bit about what that was like. What were you offered?
Well, okay, so I mean that happened. So I went after my freshman year of high school. I was like a 5-star, had all the offers.
Real quick, you know me, but is this going to bother you if I light this up?
No, you're already smoking on up here.
I know. Okay, sorry.
So basically, I go on this southern swing to go visit. I'm from Maryland, and I go visit all the southern schools: Georgia, Alabama, Clemson. Auburn was the most beautiful campus. Oh my God, the women were very good looking. Yeah, that was good. It wasn't enough to bring me down south, but it was really good. And so number one, I mean Georgia first off had a guy named like Granddad, and like he was like Granddad to the whole team.
Oh, that's what everyone called him, Granddad.
Yeah, they were like, you go to Granddad. Like, you need anything, go to Granddad. And it's like he had money, and then he also had power, it seemed. Like, the vibe was, I don't know this for sure, but the vibe was like he controlled judges, like that type of level is what it felt. Although not saving Georgia enough from their 40 driving violations.
Yeah, it almost sounds like the guy from South Carolina that killed his wife and kid. You know what I'm talking about? Do you remember that documentary? Long story short, it was some like rich family in some like backwoods town in South Carolina, but they just for years committed all these crimes and were able to pay everyone off, and then finally all caught up with them. Small town, southern town vibes. I feel like everyone's got one of those guys, a grandpa to say.
Who said Maryland's a southern state? I never said that. I was saying I was going. I lived in Maryland and I went to visit southern states. Sorry. Yeah, Maryland's definitely not southern.
South of the Mason-Dixon line.
We weren't. Which side? Yeah. Well,
you were on no one's side.
That was before your time, Landon.
You probably would have been on the Confederate side, but you were so close to D.C. we couldn't.
Actually, here's sort of an on-point question for you since you're here. We're going to pick your brain. But so I was saying earlier, there was a time under Paterno, but earlier, in the 90s, Penn State the players were mostly, let's call it a, 5-hour, 8-hour radius of State College, Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
And you grew up in Maryland, which if you're watching and don't know, is fairly close to State College. What is it, like 3 hours?
Yeah, 3-hour drive.
So, what is that like now when you were playing? You just finished up. We'll get to that whole story another time. But this past summer, is it still mostly people in that radius, or is it starting to be people from all over the place? And then kind of follow up to that is, where is that going with how people transfer in order to make more money?
Yeah, I mean, right now, every single offseason is just NFL free agency in college football. Everybody's open to be signed. Everybody's open to be tampered with. So you can see how that would be. Imagine Patrick Mahomes in every single offseason was able to just be outbidded by another team to just steal him away. Like, imagine that. That's college football right now. All the best players from Ohio State, they just won the national championship. They were dealing with all their star players the next day just getting bombarded with five,
coaches
6,
too,
7,
right?
Yeah, just kill them, just trying to take their players and just outbid them. So it's pretty nasty world right now. But no, you back in the day, you just wanted to stay closer to home. There wasn't like as much technology. Also, the Big Ten also includes 4 West Coast teams now.
Yeah,
it didn't, because the Pac-12 was all those West Coast teams. It basically got disbanded, and so now we have USC, UCLA, Washington. And there's Oregon. Yeah, the ones we lost to in the Big Ten championship. Yeah, so we have a bunch of West Coast teams. So it's actually something that's actually being talked about right now, that some of these teams are angry because they're traveling cross country, and it's not just football that maybe plays once a week, but we're talking volleyball, basketball, where you play 3 times a week, and you have to go to the East Coast and back multiple times, and then go to school too and take tests. That's not very easy to do.
Well, that's other sports, though. Football players don't really have to do that, right?
I'm telling you, I know at those southern schools, I know guys, they say they just went down to the academic room and the test is there on the desk. I'm telling you, though, it was not like that at Penn State. We had to do our own shit.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, so you'll know there's a little bit of academic integrity here, but no, in the SEC schools, Alabama, Georgia, no, they go and the nerd has it ready for them.
I kind of cut off your Saban story, but I think what you told me is he basically was like, "What do you want to be paid?"
Yeah, pretty much. Well, it was one of his guys, you know. His guy's a little lower, so he wouldn't officially say
so
it. So
they all have plausible deniability.
Exactly. That is the goal. So he had one of his guys, and it was the guy. He has the guy in charge with a very Italian last name, and so it was good. I really enjoyed it. Just talking to those schools, it's like, it was at the time, it was before NIL, and I was like, man, what a life to be paid to do this shit.
Yeah.
I'm just.
Oh, we got a video coming up.
Yeah, well, that kind of reminds me, funny enough, of once we get through this 15-second long ad that Shane Gillis.
Blocker.
Yes, you got to punch me after the show.
Shane Gillis attempted to call Nick Saban out on paying his players.
Ooh.
Nick Saban did not take it very well.
You can win it. You know?
Okay.
There's some parity now that everybody can pay their players. Notre Dame has a shot. It's not just the SEC. It's not Coach Saban.
Yeah, he's going to be on the set, right? Hey, Coach Saban ran a good operation down there.
No, he did.
Good program, and obviously Notre Dame has as well.
I don't know.
You called him a cheater earlier.
I was just joking around. I don't think the SEC paid players ever.
Period. Right?
I'm joking. Are we not? Is this not a fun show? No. Serious show?
It's serious football.
Alabama Jones is very serious.
Not serious.
Get the whip, Indy.
I do believe in integrity.
Hell yeah.
Try to run the program that way so players had a better chance to be successful in life.
I agree.
We make more money in the NFL than any other school, 61 players in the league. That was how we cheated. We developed players.
That sounds good. It's bullshit, man.
Alabama Jones the liar?
Alabama Jones.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, so I won't throw everything at you all in your first 10 seconds on the show, but I think like you have a weirdly what the world you live in translates quite well to all the shenanigans going on with politics. There's so much money at stake in D1 football and things like that, and yeah, I know you got to be sometimes careful about what you say, and so do we. Well, I'm not particularly good at it, but Mihai's pretty good at it. But yeah, I hope I guess we can go as long as we want tonight. But
yeah, it's I mean, there's definitely parallels in the sense that I say this on my Twitter. If you want to follow me, I'm very transparent in everything I do. Obviously, it'll be
he's a good follow. I'll second that.
it all ties together. Politics and sports, people in general are tired of listening to bought and paid for. And politics, as we have seen, obviously trickles into sports. So people just want real, raw, transparent information from people they trust. Like, no one trusts ESPN anymore. No one trusts any of the big news sites. Like, that's just what it is. And not even they don't trust it. It's just not good. Like, even like everybody involved, politics and sports, they're not good either, the people they have employed. So it's man, there's a lot of parallels. It is. It's funny. It's funny how close the two worlds are, and kind of learning it as I go. Huh?
Yeah, I was to say you can see why Landon and I got along when he walked in here randomly. No, we have a funny story about that where he thought
we're gonna have to tell that one.
He thought I was a homeless person sitting outside the studio.
Oh, so John hits me up on
money at you.
Yes, John hits me up on Twitter, right? And I answer. I don't follow him; he follows me, so it's in my request, and I still answer probably within like 8 minutes. And I didn't even text him back on Twitter. He left his number, so I just texted him, and I was like, "Yo, when can I come in to see the studio?" And he hit me. It was like, all right, it was at that time. It was like Friday. He's like, come in, it's Monday or Tuesday.
You're so fucking big. Sorry.
I just saw that angle.
I'm 6'2", if you don't know. Like, I'm pretty fucking big. This dude is huge.
Yeah. I swam and worked out today. I was pretty proud of that, by the way, at the Y.
I look like a child. Okay, sorry.
Little guy.
Go ahead.
Where was I?
I hit you up on Twitter.
Oh, yeah. And so I come in, and so John is outside Studio Center, just like hunched over with a hoodie on. I think it might have been like lightly raining, and is just like smoking a cig. And I'm like, and I just kind of look at him, and he's like, yo, let's go inside.
That was also before I got the haircut.
Yeah, it was not a groomed John either. And he
you were super fucking professional, but it was after we got to know each other, you told that like, yo, I walked down, there's like, I thought there was a homeless dude sitting.
Yeah. It was actually only like 4 days later. We got pretty honest pretty
yeah,
fast.
You are that. Oh yeah, you're a fucking awesome dude.
Yeah.
I hung immediately, but it's like I was sitting out in the rain or snow or some shit because I'm fucking a lunatic, just smoking a cigarette with my hood up.
Oh my god!
I guess we're not doing any scene switching in the next. Are you taking a shit? Just a piss. Oh, all right, he's shitting.
That's okay.
But yeah, that was fantastic, and of course you do. There's a lot of. I would use the word politics in what you do. It's not Republican Democrat politics, but man, you're navigating a super high pressure world, which they all quite like you and stuff like that. So it's
yeah. I think at this point in time, politics are important, honestly, and
Well, I was going to ask you this. I don't know how you can speak to this, but I thought it interesting. Like, I had assumed that Penn State football players competing at such a high level, there was a possibility they might not be fully on board with the way mainstream politics is presented. And so, not to say that you guys are all Republicans or anything like that, but you're going through the same thing everybody's going through, which is maybe kind of looking for answers and sanity in the political world and things like that. And so,
I think we've seen that, honestly. Especially most NFL players, NBA players, men that are in sport. They obviously lean way more Republican.
Well, is there pressure put on you? Like, do you get coached up when you join a team and then you become a starter and they know you're going to be on media and doing media appearances? Do they
coach you in what sense?
Like, don't say this?
Absolutely. Yeah. You go through before they even let you talk to the media. They put you in with a specialist and they ask you a bunch of questions that test you, and you have to respond right away. And they see, okay, is he able to go out there?
What's a sample question they would ask you?
I'll get for example. They just went up and down, and just asked you. The hardest question I got was after my freshman year. I didn't play until the last 3 games, and then I played really well, right? And so I did really well on my interview, and the only thing I got wrong at the end, and the guy was asking really, really fast questions, and he goes, "So why at the end of the year do you think they finally just played you? Should they have played you earlier? Why not? Et cetera." And so I just said no comment. And they were like, yeah, you can't say that because that looks like bad. But it tripped me up because I was like, yeah, I felt like I should have been playing earlier. But I didn't really understand yet how to answer that. But no, coaches hate when their players get political because at the end of the day, fan bases are Republican and Democrat. Yeah. So it's like the idea of Michael Jordan when he was like, they wanted him to endorse that senator and in North Carolina, and he was like, Republicans buy sneakers too. That's how pretty much all sports teams operate, like head coaches. Like they really, for the most part, don't want the headache, if you want me to be honest. So they just get mad almost either way if you're expressing your politics. Like they're not going to like stop you on Twitter. It kind of depends how big you are.
Yeah.
If you're like a Travis Kelce, that can start to be a lot. But if you're like a low-level player that barely plays, then it doesn't really matter. So it also matters just the amount of influence you have. Like that's going to have way more impact, and that means more money's invested in you.
So I know you're not like sitting in Travis Kelce's, private limo or anything like that, but if you're willing to speculate, this whole Taylor Swift thing and the way he conducts himself in public, and he's coached up on all that.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, that's polished up. And I don't believe him. Because well, here's my problem. As a guy who has a black girlfriend and has only dated black girls in me, Travis Kelce was the same way. He was described as that.
Oh, you're right.
His entire high school experience up through college, NFL, and then all of a sudden dates a skinny white girl. I don't believe you. Okay? That's how I feel. I think it's BS.
Man who eats steaks doesn't start eating salads all of a sudden.
Yep. That's factual. Yep, there we go. Yeah, he was loving not on Taylor Swift type. And he also kind of changed his appearance. Like I feel like they made him
I was gonna say that. Like, there was a point in the Super Bowl I texted my friends, like, when the fuck did Travis Kelce get long, like, jet black hair? What the fuck is up with that? Why is he like all slicked back now? He used to go with the freaking like he had like almost like ginger-esque hair, like in the short buzz cut, almost like you. No offense, but
so is that some kind of image consultant?
Yeah.
Yes. Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was like Taylor doesn't want to be with. As the kids classify it now, I've been called spicy white a lot. So I have a lot of tattoos and whatnot, but I that's like the whole that's
well, you have a super you grew up in your high school was like 95% black or something like that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you're gonna be the culture you're
also
born into.
Grew up in a locker room environment, which is also majority African American, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, she's a billionaire, exactly. Like that's cool. He just started going on crazy vacations, and he knew it would take his career to the next level. And you see what happened to Jason Kelce for the Eagles. His brother, like they're both A-list celebrities. They were probably like C-list celebrities before that. So like at the end of the day, I don't know. I believe in he sold his soul to the devil. Probably, actually, not probably. I'm outward about some things. That Pfizer shit. He sold his soul on that one. So
you can say fuck on this show. We're not syndicated. So.
Good. Yeah, he sold his fucking soul on that one for sure. I believe in that shit.
That is funny.
Do you like how many NFL relationships do you think are totally fabricated? And do you think that's one of them?
Oh, I mean, no, I think a lot of guys live normal lives. I think that's just one of them because it was just so...
I would imagine all the lower profile guys definitely do. But
I don't even know. Yeah. Like, I guess Russell and what's his girl's name?
Oh, I mean, no.
I guess what I think Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift is like a fake manufactured relationship.
So, I mean, no, I'll tell you, there is plenty of relationships in the sports world where husbands just keep their wives on for images, and the wives are off doing whatever they want.
What percentage of players would you say are gay and have a secret? We call it a beard.
I really don't know. There's really none that I know. I'm gonna be so honest. Because they keep that shit sealed.
Who was the Penn State player? Nassib, right?
Yeah, Carl Nassib. Mm-hmm. Yep. He's actually on our board of trustees now.
Oh no shit.
Yep.
Allegedly Daryl Clark. You ever heard that one?
Oh yeah, I have heard the Daryl Clark one.
You don't have to comment on that.
How much how much time does a program like Penn State like do they prepare you for all of? Would you get there like, yo, if you're gay, like don't say anything? Do they do that kind of shit?
No. You can nowadays they can't do that shit though. That'll get them.
So they allow you to be yourselves to some degree, but if you get out there and start spouting off extremist political stuff on either side, they'll shut you down.
Yeah, absolutely. I would say that's fair. Yeah, they just don't want shit that draws dumb attention. Like that's all of it.
That makes sense to me, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, it's a business.
Yeah,
and in this type of business, you have to have a good image. And so, if your star running back keeps getting busted, even whatever, for any type of drugs,
It's
whatever.
less about the specifics and more,
Yeah.
is this positive or negative?
Exactly.
Yeah.
They just want positive news, or just not negative news. If you want me to be honest, they don't really even care about positive news. Yeah, say that's the
Interesting.
biggest thing.
Interesting. Any specific athlete questions? If any of you guys in the chat have, by all means, throw them up. We'll do our best to answer them. And just like there's certain things you can't say in politics, everybody will understand if you can't answer a certain question. But skinny white billionaire.
I've heard some good ones. Oh, what do you got?
What's up,
Jack? Do you know anyone who uses Russian gas?
You know what we're talking about? No. This fucking video?
No.
I had to pull it back up. That's
How
so
common is, Matt, you might get in trouble, so it's just be like, I can't talk about this, but like steroid use, performance enhancing drug use.
Yes and no. Majority, like all college players know, because if you get drug tested by the NCAA, there's no way around it.
Yeah, I was surprised. You told me like at Penn State anyway, like, nah.
They stare at your like your meat gets stared at while it pees, and it's like, all right, and he's like, so how's your day going? While you're trying to like pee, and he's just looking at your wood. So it's one of the crazy.
So they get in there.
Yeah, they get in there. They're in there with you. Basically, might as well just hold it at that point, is how close they are. So no, the steroids, but there are there was some things for a while that were like steroid type things that just naturally, like they would, shoot it up like steroids, and it would just heal them faster. Wasn't necessarily the steroids in the sense of like, oh my God, it gets me huge, strong. Like there was like PEDs that like Peyton Manning and all these people, it was a kind of a conspiracy that they were all doing it, that it basically just made them healthier faster. Because that's the idea in the NFL. How quickly can you recover? Everybody's good at that point, and the top guys are the top guys. Now it's about how long can I sustain being one of those top guys. And the biggest part of that is staying healthy. And so that is why a lot of guys were taking things that just their organs, their bones, their bruises, all of it healed faster.
To be fair, from what I understand, that is the intended purpose of the Russian gas, is all recovery based, not performance enhancing.
Interesting.
There was apparently Russian hockey players that they all take this some kind of fucking.
I mean, I believe that I'm sure there's other things out there. Like, I'm sure people take stuff that isn't testable. Although I think they test the levels of you in the NCAA, so I don't know. I don't know how that works exactly. I think you're
what's the
hard-pressed,
weirdest crazy performance enhancing thing that somebody did that like maybe didn't even work, but like pickle juice type shit?
Man,
you know what I'm talking about? Pickle juice.
Absolutely, we had pickle juice in the locker room all the time. No, we did. Yeah, it's in the Penn State locker room.
I got a friend that's currently eating primate food, trying to get his gains up. Does that count?
What is primate food? What does that mean?
It's like dog food, but for monkeys.
Oh,
well, I know
like
some
bananas?
people. Yeah, well, I'm not gonna knock you.
Like a biscuit.
Let me
type
try and
thing?
pull. It literally looks like dog food.
I'm wondering if this is what we fed them at the zoo. I have a story for this. If this is what I think it is, like pellets.
Yeah. This shit.
That is it. So when we used to feed the primates at the zoo, you had a commissary at the zoo that every morning would prepare the meals for all the different animals. And I'll just pick one. Let's say like the gorillas and the orangutans got the same shit. So it was a huge plastic trash bag, and there was like 3 of them. And it was mostly that kibble shit. And then it was chopped up vegetables like celery and shit like that. And then it was chopped up fruit, usually oranges. And it was fucking hilarious because what you'd do is you'd let them out into their public exhibit and lock them in there so that you could go into their holding cages, and you dump straw everywhere, and you dump those trash bags of food, and then you'd come out, lock everything up, make sure it was all locked, and then you'd let them back in to eat. And they would come through, number one, primates have 4 hands. They have hands on their feet and their hands, so they have opposable thumbs on their feet. So they would run through the hay on all 4s, and first thing they would do is they'd grab all the oranges, and they'd eat all the oranges, and they'd fight over the oranges. And then when the oranges were gone, they'd run through again, and they'd fight over the vegetables. And then the last thing they would eat was that fucking kibble. And there would be like half of it left over. They fucking hated it. But it was hilarious because it was literally like the same order I would have ate shit in. I would have grabbed all the oranges, and then the vegetables, and then the fucking kibble. So anyway,
Yes.
I didn't realize that was like people would eat that shit for performance enhancing purposes.
Yeah, no, I didn't. It's not actually a friend of mine. I just saw a video a couple weeks ago of like a guy. He's like, "Yeah, I'm trying to get jacked, so I ordered this gorilla food, and I've been eating this ever since."
Yeah, I do. That shit is probably not like it probably doesn't hurt you, but it's like you might as well go eat some fucking toast or something.
Well, they used to obviously drink beer at halftime and smoke cigarettes, but then, I mean, Lawrence. It was pretty confirmed that Lawrence Taylor would just like keep cocaine in his wristband.
Kerry Collins fucking got drunk at halftime. He admitted to that.
Really?
He was a recovering alcoholic now, but like he had like serious drinking problems during his NFL career. Yeah.
Interesting. Mm-hmm. At one time, he was top 10 in NFL all-time passing.
How much like support do players get for that kind of thing? Like if you felt like you had a drinking problem or something?
Not that much, really.
Really?
Yeah.
Everyone made fun of Brett Favre.
Yeah, you just get shitted on. Yeah. It's like if you do anything wrong, you get shit on. But if you mean like internally from like say support
so
from
say
like
you're like
team,
a starter, you're an important, valuable player, and they're like, this guy's really good. He's just got a substance problem. Would they step in?
Yeah, I mean they try to help you, but they don't actually care. They just the answer would be like, can we salvage you and like actually help you? But it's like if they're too far gone, like most teams don't actually care. You might have some coaches that care. Like there's always
like on a personal level.
Yeah, there's coaches that do care, but for like the most part, organizations and teams they don't actually give a fuck.
Well, I'm asking because I somewhat wonder whether politics works the same way. Is like how many resources will you devote to rehabbing somebody before you just give up because there's 20 other 5-star people waiting in the wings?
I mean, you kind of have to. That's the other piece of it. Like if you're an owner, you kind of have to just get through that.
What'd you think of the halftime show?
I thought it was awful. there was like, growing up, like I said, you understand, I actually enjoyed a lot of Kendrick's early music. He didn't play any of his good songs. It was just a diss at Drake and making a statement. Every time you say it was bad, nobody's defense is that, yeah, it was good. It was just, you didn't understand the message. And I'm like, I don't care about the message. I just want to be entertained. It's the Super Bowl halftime
What's
show.
your ideal halftime show?
Creed.
Ideal halftime show.
What's her name?
Oh. I mean, I'm trying to think. Who have I enjoyed? Michael Jackson's is easily the best ever, and it's never touchable. I forget where that was. That might have been Denver,
I prefer his sister's Super Bowl appearance.
With Justin Timberlake?
Yeah.
Where titties came out? Yeah.
That one was good, too. Like, there's been a lot of good ones. It wasn't good. It was flat the entire time. No one cared.
I threw this one out the other day, and people were making fun of me, but I still stand by it. The Katy Perry halftime show, I think it was when the 49ers played the Ravens, maybe. That was a pretty lit halftime show. She came in like a big lion, I remember, and it rode it through the
street. It was all, and that was when she was hot. She released that one album that had like every single hit on it. Yeah. No, I'm with you. No, I mean, and that's the other problem. At the end of the day, and
Prince.
As you guys know, John, you've heard me in here. All I listen to is rap music. I don't think rap music should be played at the Super Bowl. It just doesn't have enough.
I don't
viewers.
think it will next year. No.
It needs to just be like it really should just be pop for the like pop rockish kind of deal. Like that's what it needs to be. It needs because everybody knows that. Like it's dumb to go just one way or the other. Like it's just easier. It's supposed to be entertaining to the majority of the viewers. It was not.
I'd make a bet right now that it's Creed next year.
Creed.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people in the chat saying Prince was better. I'll never forget when Prince kicked Kim Kardashian off stage. You know what I'm talking about?
No.
Pull it up.
See if you can pull up Prince kicks Kim Kardashian off stage.
Never seen that.
Also, did you notice the part where Serena Williams was
Yeah, she was in it.
Yeah.
Did you see all that?
In the crip walk.
So she was crip walking.
Yeah, and her fucking oldest sister was brutally murdered by a crip.
Yes.
All that to get back at her ex-boyfriend, who is Drake.
It was Drake, yes. Well, she has a husband right now. By the way, it was also white. So.
Oh, that weird looking dude.
Really weird. He's really pale.
Very confusing when I saw that photo. I was like, what?
Yeah. She used to date LeVar Arrington. Did you know that?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, she did.
Also, is LeVar Arrington's son on Penn State now?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
Holy fuck, I'm old.
Yeah, but I think the main problem with Kendrick's performance was that he made too much about Drake. Like he didn't even play any of the classics that he's known for.
I'm with you. There was nothing from
Students
Good Kid,
with
Mad
ADHD.
City or Section 80. I'm sorry, that's ridiculous. Awful.
You got the Prince video?
You found it?
Working on it.
Oh, it's a famous video. Well, that is
Like
indeed.
Prince, not just because of his musical genius, but also because he served the best shade on a silver platter. We bow down to you, Prince, for having the best reactions ever.
This
Like
is
the
it.
time he kicked Kim Kardashian off his stage in 2011.
Welcome to America.
When he didn't care about singing We Are the World.
Well, you can Google it if you want. She gets up on the stage and he kind of tolerates her for a minute, and then he's just like, "Get off the stage!" And everybody cheers.
Just talentless. You know, that is.
Yeah.
You know what? That just tells me how much of a control Kris Kardashian has over the media.
Yeah.
Because I have never really seen that.
The next day he died.
Yeah, I was about to say, mysteriously committed suicide the next day.
No, I don't think it was that quick, but Prince was awesome, man. He didn't fucking tolerate. He smacked some woman one time. You ever fucking see that shit? I don't know if it's on video. Some other woman jumped up on a stage and went. Prince is like 4 feet tall, if you didn't know. He's tiny. And some groupie got up and was dancing around just like Kim was right there. And he just slapped her in the face. I was like, "Get the fuck off the stage. What are you doing?"
I think Ciderhaus appearances will be good for me because there's a lot of things that I don't ever want to put on my Twitter that I feel comfortable saying in this setting. So
Well, it's a safe space, man.
I got to go through a lot of bookmarks and then just come on to Ciderhaus. So
all those saved posts.
All right, what's the biggest news we got right now in politics before we get out of here?
I was also going to say, yeah, so if you got to get going, by all means.
No, I mean I'm just let me know. What do we got?
Well,
what
what's our super chat count at?
We are at 6 out of 20.
I'll tell you what, we get to 10. I'll do one, or maybe I'll make you. I'll try to.
We don't have a lot going on.
I'll calmly ask if
right?
you will do one.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Jack. Sorry.
Yeah, we don't really have a lot going on politics-wise. Like we have like trade stuff going on with Trump and just various countries. Like he threatened like 100% tariffs on bricks if they start messing with the dollar. That's something. But we have something like for you. Like we could analyze the highlights of the Kansas.
He does that every day of his life, Jack. That's not what he's here for.
Oh yeah, okay.
We're not gonna make him work for free.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
What's our bonus topics looking like?
Well, we got a lot of bonus topics. We also got Josh Shapiro apparently trying to kill Trump, but I don't know if we want to just save that for the next episode at this point.
Oh,
That's exciting.
maybe we save that for when we have more time to talk about it in depth. Well, we're going to be back here, Thursday? So
Thursday, or even if we're Tuesday.
Oh, wait, it is Thursday, isn't it?
Yeah, that's my bad. I never even said anything. I was a little under the weather, guys. If you
I did let people know. So
no Tuesday show.
No big deal.
Yeah, we could do a bonus topic to end the show on. That's a good idea. Let's see. You wanted a political topic.
What is did this comedian destroy this heckler, Jack?
Oh yeah. So people on Twitter are saying that. So this one female comedian got heckler, and people are saying that she owned him. I don't know. I don't think she owned him.
Ah, shit.
But you guys can judge for yourself.
Post isn't up anymore.
Oh, it's not up.
Oh, post got taken down.
Yeah. Dad uses baby to wipe snow off his car. That sounds interesting.
I did see that. We could also just kind of wrap it up if we.
Yeah, we'll wrap it up.
Just pull it up? Does he just put them all down and pull it off? That's got to be interesting. Oh, I thought you said baby wipes.
No, like
not baby wipes.
Nope, baby to wipe.
That's fucking. Why would you do that?
That's awful.
That's weird, man. That's a fucking weird thing to do. Like it seems funny for a second, and then he like really gets into it.
You did the whole car with it. Yeah, it's like if you did the one window or like real quick. He did the whole fucking car.
Yeah, he's getting like sued for that or something.
Yeah, they said
I don't know that was a great idea. I mean, the fact that he posted it on the internet too. It's not a normal person.
Yeah.
Could have just been a bot. I don't know.
Great place to end. We just killed we're all just sad and depressed and fucking black-pilled now.
Yeah, all right.
Just a bundle of cells.
Should we just wrap this thing up?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we should wrap it up. And you guys didn't hit the numbers, so no helmet chug.
No helmet chug tonight, but
We're
hopefully
gonna
next week.
stand by the number of super chats. But yeah, go ahead, Mia. Take us out.
I just want to thank everybody for joining us again another Thursday here on Ciderhaus. We will be back next Tuesday. Once again, Ciderhaus has its own channel now. If you get us to 500 subscribers, we'll start giving out memberships over there. And Be pretty cool. Maybe get off John's channel and stop bothering him so much and taking all these free handouts. But nonetheless, we appreciate you guys all coming by again. I thank you. Godspeed. I will let everyone else say goodbye now. Mr. Landon,
thanks for having me on, gentlemen. Appreciate you guys.
There's his ex. Go back to him real quick, just because we're trying to work together here. Anything college football or sports in general, follow Landon on Twitter. Number one, you're prolific there, but also Behind the Wall is the name of the show on YouTube. You will see him if you search it, especially if you're a Penn State fan. But you're less than a year into being a content creator. You're blowing up already. Your Penn State stuff is incredible, but many more things to come. So
I think I'll be on Ciderhaus a lot more.
There you
this
go.
is my type of vibe.
It is a nice vibe, isn't it?
Yeah, I'll probably be on here smoking a cigar next week. Likely.
There you go.
I'll let Jack say goodbye now, Mr. Jack Kentner.
Yep. Thank you for having me again. And if you guys could check out my article on campus reform, I would greatly appreciate that.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to try to get my latest video on my movie review channel, KinoFlex, up and running, up by tomorrow. So look forward to that.
Sweet.
Thank you very much, Jack. Thank you very much. And last and least.
Just continuing with some more of the content you used to love and enjoy. Appreciate you guys joining us live for Ciderhaus as well. Studio Center, as you see here around you, growing, going in the right direction, networking, meeting people, lots of other local Pennsylvania political content creators, people like Rob Norris, stuff like that. Highly recommend you go check them out. 3CC, I think I'm going to boot it back up here any day now. I've been trying to get the Deacon in here. He has vanished into the wilderness. So,
whose career is getting ended next? I got to ask before we go.
What is the one I have Pam Bondi lined up where she's talking about suing New York. So working on that video now. Also, quick shout out Chuck Mason on YouTube. Check him out. He just started. He's doing some awesome political stuff. But yeah, that's really all I got. I do encourage you, please subscribe to the Ciderhaus channel if you're watching this show and enjoy it. And no helmet chug for you. You guys got a fucking super chat. It's $20 total. You're heathens, all of you.
I don't want to say what race they are, but.
And thank you to Mihai for coming quite a long way in a very short amount of time and producing the show. It's cool to see.
I try my best, and as always, Godspeed, everybody. You take care. We will see you next Tuesday.
Timeline is lit. Oh, oh.